The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome to the hallowed grounds of St. Vincent College on this Dahn Wednesday. Calls this lovely place home since 1966. This beautiful Catholic college has been the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. Every Pittsburgh Steeler that has just crossed your mind has worked their ass off on the fields behind us here today. Just like this team that has been reimagined in a brand new way to put a press for a Super Bowl. The boys are buzzing. The city is electrifying. And this is one of those things that if you're a football fan, you have to experience. The lines to get into this training camp every single day are hours and hours. Yinzers travel from all over the country to come watch the boys put in work here at St. Vincent College. And if you think about Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is a hard-working city. You think about Western Pennsylvania, you think about dogs. That is what training camp is all about. Coach Mike Tomlin will be here today. TJ Watt will join us today. Cam Heyward will join us today. Aaron Rodgers will join us today. Danny Smith will join us today. Omar Khan, the general manager, will join us today. And I think we'll have a show that'll be able to showcase one of the greatest football towns in the history of this sport for a few hours before they kick off their first full padded practice here at St. Vincent College. Now, West Virginia, my mama, take me home, country road. You're going to have a lot of people from West Virginia here as well because the Mountaineers are all the way back as well. Now, it's not just me, obviously. I have a great group of people around me. The Toxic Table is here. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. We'll start with you, Ty. Ty, we've been back to Pittsburgh a few times. Got a chance to go to a Pirates game. Obviously, We had Big Night Out a few months ago. It was electrifying. It was awesome. This place is great. We've been to a Penguins game.
Sell the team! Sell the team!
Whoa! The Penguins? Back to Mario?
Not the Penguins. They're talking about the Pirates, I believe. I think they're still talking about the Pirates. I don't think it's the Penguins we're talking about. No.
Mario's trying to...
Okay, shit.
Mario is trying to buy it back.
That's the owner of the Pirates. They were talking about the Pirates. Okay, all right, so now we move forward. Pittsburgh is a football town through and through. That's what it is, and it's a beautiful experience here at St. Vincent College to celebrate all of it.
Yeah, it's the best. Tony and I talk about this all the time.
Here we go.
I mean, what else needs to be said? The energy, the atmosphere around here, it's incredible. I'm a Packers fan. I mean, if I was a fan of a different team in the NFL, the easy counterpart, if you're a Packers fan, you look towards the AFC, it's the Steelers. It's the Steelers. I mean, the two organizations that are run a very similar way. I mean, you're not getting this everywhere. You're not getting this everywhere in the NFL. It feels like we're ready for football. It feels like the season starts on Sunday. It's incredible, and it's a testament to all these fans that came out here today.
Yeah, and they're not the only ones. There'll be thousands more that'll litter through both the fan zone, the merch area. There's a other gathering. I think there's 2 youth teams from around Pittsburgh that come every single day. They go through some drills. They get a chance to meet the boys. It's been here for almost 60 years. Let's go to one half of the Hammer. Dahn, Cowboys, AP Tone, Pittsburgh resident, diehard Steeler fan. Tone, you've been getting a rash, a little bit of zipper burn all morning. And obviously the people showing you love here and at Big Night Out has been beautiful to watch. I'm proud of you. But this is really an important piece of the entire puzzle. A lot of new faces on this Pittsburgh Steelers team. This team is being constructed differently than any other Steelers team of the past. Feels like training camp matters a little bit more right now.
Yes, there it is.
There's one of them.
There's one of them. Not to mention
one of them.
Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, Darius Slay, and Aaron Rodgers, all the others. But no, I went up and down. Boom. These guys have been with the team for 2 weeks and they're already loved around here because if you become a Steeler, you're loved around here. I mean, we landed here this morning. You could just feel the Lombardis coming out of these sweet rolling hills. I looked at the roster the other day. We are better in literally every single position than we were last year. It is Super Bowl or bust this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler is here. D-Butts, we're back at training camp. We're in a dorm up here. Just kind of before the show. Had air conditioning. That was nice. It's hot as shit here in these hills of Western Pennsylvania. And actually, Mike Tomlin was on the record as stating last year they practiced in the morning, and he said it wasn't hot enough. Let's move it to the afternoon. We let the environment kind of harden the boys before they head out there for a season. But it has been nice to feel like we're in training camp here for the last 5-6 hours.
Yeah, these are the dog days. This is when the foundation of your team is built. Every year the team is different. You're bringing a new quarterback. You got all these different players. You stand on the campus. You're sticking with each other. You're spending time with each other. You're really building that foundation for the season. And I can't wait till after the show to actually get a chance to check out practice, man. See these good guys.
Yeah, it should be fun to see the new guys. You're talking about Jalen. I can't wait. I think one-on-ones are happening out here. Him and DK will be box office if that's possible. There's also one-on-ones, so we'll see the D-lines get after it. We'll see the running backs and the linebackers get after it. And on that note, Jalen Ramsey, absolute beast, flies around like he's like a pterodactyl. Like the way he moves, it's outrageous. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, a college football champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, a man who's a former president of Ohio, and loyal Cincinnati Bengal. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk is there. Early thoughts on St. Vincent College.
Why did you do that to you?
Hey, St. Vincent is beautiful.
Okay.
I respect it. They say the same thing back, obviously, but Pittsburgh's had a lot of success against the Bengals. I agree. I understand. It's a respectful organization. But if you mention your new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, mentioned when he got here how much he loves this dorm. I think he stayed here the night before he even had to. It's like St. Norbert's, what they used to stay at in Green Bay. They still do from back in the day when Bart Starr was there. So a lot of similarities, a lot of carryover, I feel.
Brother, you know who's been around these parts? How about Mean Joe Green?
You can feel it.
How about Lynn Swan? How about the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. Jerome Bettis used to run his big ass all around these hills and then run all over people. Hines Ward and the incomparable Ben Roethlisberger found his way as a Steeler here. And joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, it's two men that'll go down as Pittsburgh Steelers forever. Guy's been here for 15 years. The other's been here for 9. They just got a deal done with one of them, and the other one is the Walter Payton Man of the Year every single year. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, perennial All-Pro, TJ Watt and Cam Heyward.
What's up, everybody? Good, yo. What's up, man?
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Cam Heyward, TJ Watt. Cam.
Baby Cam.
Anybody can get it right now. And that's what training camp is all about. Cam, you're entering your 15th year, I do believe, all here with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
I believe that's a carryover from the previous chant right there, if you're wondering. TJ, any facial expression that you make right now will be judged by everybody in Cleveland and across the NFL, but it has to feel good to get the love from these people and also get your business handled before you get here and have a magical training camp.
Best fans in the world, man. I'm glad we got the deal done so I could be here in front of everybody, man. There's no place like Latrobe, man.
Let's talk about it, Cam. 15th year you're going into it. Mark Caboli, obviously, Steelers correspondent for our show, said he's been coming up here 20 years. This has been the hottest it's been up here. Do you feel as if this camp has been a little bit hotter, a little bit more grueling? What are your thoughts on the current camp thus far?
Man, the weather's been a little bit wild, but I guess in the time being, I think it's been the hottest we've ever had, so it's a lot of fun, though.
Okay, enjoying the team. You have a lot of... Everybody loves Cam. Walter Payton Man of the Year. Been here for 15 years. Gives back to the community. Dad, a part of the team. Brother, a part of the team. I mean, it's the Heyward family has certainly done a lot for the Steelers. Now, let's talk about your offseason a little bit.
Mine or his?
Yours. And yours in a second. Cam, so... After you talk shit about Aaron Rodgers, okay, you then said...
That's right.
You then said...
Yeah, you said it.
You said, we're getting a little older. And I think everybody kind of feels that we need to go for it. You said that on your podcast, which is great.
Not just football.
Great
Shout
podcast,
out.
great show, great interviews, great conversations. Hayden and Richard Sherman were awesome. But on that note, does it feel as if this year everybody's kind of focused on one thing and we're going all in? It has to, right?
I think every year we're like that. You know, every time we get a chance to lace them up, you got TJ over there. You know, years past we've had Ben. You know, I don't take it for granted, but I have the privilege of every year we try to compete, and I'm very thankful to have Mike T and Omar doing that for us.
Your relationship with Coach Tomlin is awesome to watch in Hard Knocks. Basically, they're going in for halftime. I forget what game it was, and Tomlin looked at you and was like, hey, if your group starts playing well, we're going to win this game. He looked at you as like an assistant coach.
Yeah.
Obviously, 15 years here, you and Mike have been through a lot. Elder statesman no longer, though, because old-ass Aaron's here. How has that kind of gone?
He's old on that side of the ball, and I'm old on this side of the ball. With Mike T, he knows if my group's getting called out, I'm going to respond to it. And, you know, I live and die by guys like him. So if they play well, I play well.
Yeah, I love the relationship you have with Tomlin. Let's talk about TJ. TJ, so rich. So rich.
Wow.
TJ Watt.
This guy too, man.
TJ Watt, you earned it.
108.
That's the amount of millions you signed for. Obviously, congratulations on that. Business out of the way. full focus on season. Whenever that's all going on, how much do you let like agents and other people deal with it? And how much are you worried about getting yourself ready for a season?
I'm always getting myself ready for the season regardless of what is happening. I think the second time around, you're more involved with your agents than the first time for sure, just because you're older, more mature. You know how the business works. But we always knew a deal was going to get done. I'm glad it got done when it did.
You guys added somebody on the back end that's a freak. D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey. Obviously added DK on the offensive side of the ball, bring in Jalen Ramsey. How's it been so far with him? Because, look, you guys are our favorite friends on the back end, but how has his energy been with the team so far?
It's been huge, and it goes both ways. I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife of our defense right now. You're going to see him playing every position. You're going to see him playing man. And anytime those guys lock down just for an extra half a second, we love it because it allows us to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, I think just with Jalen, it's not just what he does when the play is snapped. It's what he's doing before the play. His disguise, his level of professionalism is just on display for everybody. And so, like, that first pick Aaron threw to Patrick Queen, that was because of Jalen. So seeing him out there, I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year.
Yeah, and obviously the world reacted to Aaron throwing a pick to somebody in training camp. You know, a lot of reactions in training camp. That's kind of a part of the world they're in, especially whenever you get thousands of people at every single practice. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, for both of you, but TJ first. What's it like with Aaron in camp? Like, what has it been? Obviously, the hoopla that surrounds a guy like him, but then actually going against him in practice. I think today is first day of pads probably, so you get a really good look at it. But what's that like having a vet like him come in here?
Frustrating because he talks a lot of smack. He really does.
Like does he at the line of scrimmage? Is he saying stuff to you at the line of scrimmage?
Oh, yeah, and I think a lot of the no-look passes are things that we're getting used to. I like to bat down a lot of passes at the line of scrimmage, and he's able to manipulate the defense good, so that's been very frustrating. Hopefully today we get the better of him.
What about you, Cam? Is it annoying to go against him?
He talks a whole lot of shit.
How about his cadence? Is he trying to get you with the cadence?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn the cadence right now.
His cadence is, deadly. The thing he does better than anybody, he knows how to abuse a play clock. So we have it out during practice.
Abuse it.
And it's ridiculous, but it's going to make us better.
Yeah, but you got to remember, too, when that play clock's going down and you guys got him, there's a fucking quick. He's the fastest one of these at like 0.05 or whatever. He is getting it. Wants to understand everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And I, as friend of Aaron and guy that has watched him and followed his career and watched him last year with the New York Jets, towards the end of the career, I think the narrative was like, this guy doesn't got it anymore. It's like if you watch the back half of that season, they became what everybody thought they were going to be. What you're seeing out here, how does it feel to watch him spin it? We're still at an elite level, and is there any shit talking between you and he? Because you did, remember, tell him you either come to the team or get the hell out of town.
He came to the team,
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
But, I think when you talk about Aaron, he talks a lot of crap, but, man, I love how he goes about his work. He approaches it the right way. He's asking questions. He's been asking us about week one, how to prepare for that, night meetings. He's all about being locked in with this group, which is great.
Yeah, I heard he's a terrible teammate, though. It seems like that is what everybody but his teammates says about him in the media. Go ahead, tell him.
Boys, first and foremost, Father Paul just blessed us up there, so I think I could say God bless all of you. God bless
Father Paul, shout out. There he is.
There it is, right there.
Father Paul, dressed like a monk, but he is a priest. There are monks here, though. There are monks on this campus.
Pretty cool, actually.
Wemby? Do you know that?
I think I've seen some.
There's you gotta have a microphone, TJ. Jesus Christ.
I think so.
Jeez Louise.
Explain the difference.
But we all know, we've seen it many, many times from your brother, J.J. Watt. He knows how to post an Instagram photo with the lighting, with the oil and everything like that. You recently posted an Instagram photo after your workout with Herbing, and you've got quads attached to your shoulders now. Is this the biggest you've been coming into camp, or?
No, that's the power of the pump, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's anything JJ's taught me, it's to stand on the outside, always stand about a half yard in front of the next guy and get the absolute pump as late as you possibly can before the picture.
Don't even look good. Look at you.
All right, so you look like you have a quad on your arm. Cannot wait to watch your work. Thank you for stopping by. First day of full pads. Good luck on the season. Congrats on the incredible careers thus far. And $108 million is a lot of money for anybody. You're the man. You've earned it. Ladies and gentlemen,
let's go, baby.
TJ Watt. As Cam Heyward and TJ Watt exit the stage, I will say TJ just threw a hat out into the crowd, and I believe We almost had our first full scrum.
Yeah, good catch by that kid.
Yeah,
saw the whole thing. He's got good flow, too.
Because if that hits the ground, ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP.
Love it.
Super Bowl champion. The starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey.
Am I on?
Yeah. Helmet. They're yelling. Don't roll your ankle on a helmet. For Daddy Rodgers, Mr. Rodgers here. We told you, and you know this because of how many Pittsburgh people you've been around and your respect and appreciation for the sport and the league as a whole. You knew Pittsburgh was a football town, always have. Now you get a chance to be the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. Has that been a cool thing for you? Like, legitimately, has that been a cool moment? I've seen the pictures. They're posting you in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. And as a kid that grew up here, that's like a really cool thing for us to see. I'm wondering on your side of it, being a Pittsburgh Steeler, how it feels.
Well, I mean, Pittsburgh is one of the cornerstone franchises in the NFL. Everybody knows who they are. There's only a few of them. But it's just different here. There's a level of expectation based on the excellence that's happened here, where you kind of come in and you expect to fall in the line to embody what it means to be a Steeler. And I really appreciate that because I've been in Green Bay for 18 years, and it's the same thing there.
Yeah, because Green Bay, that's literally what Ty said. Ty said if I look from the NFC over to the AFC, I would say the Green Bay Packers of the AFC is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just storied franchise. To get season tickets here, it's like a 30-year waiting period, just like it is at Green Bay. Away games, you'll see terrible towels in every stadium. And now they're attacking your previous employer, which I certainly love. These people, I told you this whenever you signed here. I said, hey, you win a Super Bowl for the city of Pittsburgh, they will murder people and bury the bodies for you.
Yes. You tell me where, brother.
They'll do that anyways.
Now, they're already chanting your name. You've been here for 2 weeks. How has it been with the fans and the Yinzers and experiencing life here at training camp at St. Vincent?
I love the Yinzers. I've been around them my entire career. You guys know Big Mike was on the show. There's just something special about the people from this area. You know, there's something in the water maybe, but
rust.
But
steel.
Rust, yeah. They're
E.
built.
coli, maybe.
They're built a little differently.
Yeah, and they love their Steelers. They love you already, man, and they will love you forever if you go do what you're going to do for them here in a couple weeks. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, you've been here for a few weeks. You had a little bit of time back in the OTAs or minicamp or whatever, and then now you've been here for 2 weeks. I feel like you kind of knew what DK was working out with him. Some of the boys went out to California. Has anyone surprised you so far in camp that you've been thrown to?
No, I mean, I think the coolest thing is just what is going on right now.
I had my hand out like this, literally like this, and a guy threw a marker, landed right in my hand. It's got touch like Aaron Rodgers.
What is cool?
This guy right here got touch like Aaron Rodgers. It's a great throw.
Hopefully Foxy got that.
I mean, this place is crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's hot as hell out here. These folks show up every single day. Yesterday, they were rolling down this hill because it was raining like crazy. But there's just something special about this place. You can feel it. I love being here in Latrobe. We did 14 years at St. Norbert's in Green Bay, and then kind of went away from that. But there's something special about the camaraderie that actually gets to happen. I think every coach talks about, training camp is when you come together and you build that team chemistry. But honestly, when at places that don't go away, when 7 o'clock hits or 6:30 or whatever the time is, guys go home. Mm-hmm. Now here, guys go into Head's room. Cam, he's got a huge head. His nickname is Head. They go in his room and hang out. Last night we were in Highsmith's room hanging out. Guys come in my room and talk ball. So there's actually real camaraderie that happens at a place like the Trobe. So I give a lot of credit to Mr. Rooney because there's a lot of buildings with his name on it around here.
He's on the board here, actually.
For putting the money into it, but the opportunity that we have here to spend time together and actually come together is pretty cool. And also with Mike's schedule practicing the midday, I know we got some issues with the weather, but I enjoy the opportunities to truly develop that training camp callous.
Training camp's been here since 1966. They're saying bring us 7, which was one of the answers that you actually gave. Whenever your first press conference happened, you were getting rapid-fire questions. And I believe the way it was phrased was, if you were to win another Super Bowl, what do you think it would be for your legacy? And you said, well, it'd be 7 for the city of Pittsburgh, I think is what we're trying to do here. Is that the mentality of the entire locker room? When you were talking to Tomlin throughout the entire process of whether or not you were going to play again, or if you're going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're kind of in the process of that. You talk to him on a regular basis. Was it like, hey, this city of Pittsburgh needs another one, we need another one? What is those conversations like, and what is expectations like? Yeah, they're like 10 more if you could, next 10 years.
I mean, everybody's 0-0 right now. There's 32 teams that feel like they can win a championship, but you guys know, covering the game, there's only a handful of teams. I always say like 6 to 8, but it's really like 8 to 12 because there's some of those teams like the Commanders last year.
This son of a bitch.
I saw the sign. That's what got me. I was just talking to Ty about the San Diego Chargers playing. When you're as old as I am, you played in so many different stadiums and against different team names. We beat the St. Louis Rams.
Yep.
That team doesn't exist anymore, but there's a history of excellence that exists in only a few places around the league, and thankfully I'm here at one of them.
Go ahead, AJ.
They love it already. Hey, Arthur Smith, what did you know about him coming in? Did you have a relationship at all before? You're obviously your offensive coordinator here. And what's it been like the first 7-10 days with him?
I love Art. We started talking. You guys love Art. He's on the show a lot. He's got a great mustache. Great mustache.
Salt of the earth.
But I met him a couple years ago, and we had a friendship and would send messages back and forth. But once the opportunity started to become a possibility, we talked more. And he's just a great dude. He's very he's the opposite of rigid. He wants to do right by the team, and whatever the best scheme is for the guys that he's got, he's going to implement that. So whether it's me at quarterback or bringing a guy like Jonnu, who's had in the past, and finding ways to get him involved. Obviously, DK being our number one, making sure he's involved in the progression. We're moving him around to give him different looks. And then we got a bunch of little guys that we're trying to figure out who's going to kind of step up and be that second receiver, who's going to be the third, who's going to be the fourth. But guys like Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, guys that you can move around. Obviously, I'm talking about receivers right now. Yeah, we got a lot of tight ends. We got four great tight ends. We could actually do 04 personnel, which is 4 tight ends on the field. When you could put Jonnu and Darnell and Pat and Connor on the field, it's pretty special. So he's great at kind of using the skills that each guys have and implementing them in the offense. But he's a great dude. He had a tragedy that happened this offseason with his dad passing away. It meant a lot to him, but he's been great. He's great in front of the room when he's installing plays. And yeah, give it up for Arthur.
Yeah, he's a dog. Hell yeah. They weren't doing this with the previous offense coordinator. I will let you know that.
No, there were chances.
Yeah, they'll come back around potentially. I saw you throw a pick to Patrick Queen, and then I saw everybody say that you lost it. How much do you love people thinking that you lost it? How much do you love that? How much do you love people thinking that you lost it? Legitimately, how much do you love that?
Oh, I don't give a shit about that.
I bet. It's been awesome to watch you spin it again, brother. Legit. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Speaking of spinning it, we're about a week into camp. How does the body feel? How does the mind feel going into this season right now?
Body feels great, DB. We just got 2 days off. Okay. That never happens. We had a day off, and then we had a rain out yesterday, so I feel great right now.
Today's going to be a monster.
What?
Today's going to be a monster. First day pads after 2 days off.
And it's just hot out here.
Yeah, it's going
to be a Gruden grinder today out there. For sure.
What should we be looking for today in practice? We'll be down there. So
we start every practice with what they call 7 shots. It's 7 plays, 4th and 2 from the 2. And that period is live as is team run. I haven't been around a lot of tackling in training camp in my career really ever. Maybe with Big Mike
early on,
Pittsburgh tough,
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a couple times, but those 2 periods will be real fun to watch.
And that's how practice starts?
We start with seven shots, yeah.
Oh my God, that's a good way to start a little bit of physicality.
Pound the rock. Just pound it.
Like a little pound to ground. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Aaron, I hope you're still caught up on all the conspiracies going on right now, because there are some gems out there. But you talked a lot about the offense. What about that O-line? We talked to Alan Clay.
Jesse caught it!
That's Jesse James versus the Pats.
Touchdown, yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Again, hey, Steelers fans, Aaron wasn't here. He doesn't give a fuck about that. But
no, he does. He cares about the program.
When you think about,
I do.
Of course. 2017, man, what a year. When you think about that O-line, very young, kind of similar to the Jets, but AQ said, just yesterday, of course, new color broadcaster for the Cardinals, he said just yesterday, Steelers he expects to take a massive step up. How has that been kind of working with the young O-line? Sweet West Virginia boy, Zach Frazier, hopefully he has a towel for you today with all that swag that's probably going on.
No, he's actually a light sweater, so we're good on that.
Wow.
We're good on that.
Is he getting the ball up to you yet?
Yeah, at least back there it's light, It starts and ends with that kid, though. I mean, he's got a chance to be really special in the league. A lot of the great centers I've had were also wrestlers, and he was a great wrestler in high school. But he's super smart. He's a Mountaineer, yeah.
Hell yeah. We're back.
He's a little too smug for my liking, though. He's out there making calls for me right now, telling me if I got the wrong check. So I gotta get his ass in line a little bit, let him know who's in charge. But no, seriously, Zach's done a great job. Starts and ends with him.
13 time.
13 what?
13 time.
13 time what?
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
What are they talking about? But I like the battles that we got going on right now and the depth that we have. Those guys, we'll be in work in progress as we go. We haven't even put the pads on yet, but I think it'll be interesting today. We're all taking side bets on who the first fight's going to be. And if I'm a betting man, I'm saying that either Zach Frazier or Mason McCormick will be involved in the first fight.
Okay.
They go everywhere together.
Now, Mason McCormick and Zach Frazier both heard that, and they're also like, okay, now Aaron's expecting us to throw some hands. Let's go ahead
right I am.
and do that. We all view that way. We all feel that way. Yeah. It is awesome over the last few years, us covering training camp. Remember a few years back, I think Aaron Donald took a helmet at somebody, and they were calling for lawsuits and cops to show up, and then fights were happening. It's like, hey, fights are exhausting for players during training camp, but also it shows how together your team is, how tough your team is, what they stand on. I think it's a big deal. Now, I don't think Tomlin is promoting fights, but if you have no fights, I think that's a problem.
He's definitely not promoting fights. It's one of the rules, no fighting. But if something starts, whip his ass. Yeah, get it on, baby.
That's everybody. I think every good coach views it that way.
Big Mike did.
You said work in progress.
Big Mike loved when we fought. He didn't promote it. No, he didn't promote it.
He was never in a bad mood after
no, he was
fights.
not.
No.
I legitimately think if your team doesn't fight, you should be worried.
I always knew if we fought in practice that night, that was back when we had 2 days, Mike would be texting me after practice saying, hey, come on over and have a couple ICs. Couple Iron Cities.
Have you had any mangoes?
Iron Cities.
I'll tell you what, the Iron City mangoes. There it is. That's the nectar of the gods.
Yeah, it is.
They pull it from the rivers of dead bodies here. Obviously, you got the Allegheny, the Monongahela. They come together for the Ohio. Okay, that is the point downtown, 3 rivers. And they will get water out of there, put some booze in it, and that's the nectar that is IC Light. Every kid drank it as a teenager here in Pittsburgh. It is the nectar of the gods. Nectar of the gods. You should have a couple. You said work in progress. How much do you know the offense? Did you show up knowing the offense? Because there was a report that Arthur Smith was quietly making an entire playbook for you and yada, yada, yada. You're obviously an incredibly intelligent...
I haven't seen that playbook yet.
Okay, good. You're obviously an incredibly intelligent person, Celebrity Jeopardy champion. If you had to, you'd win against actual Jeopardy people. I'm on your side for that. Had a 500-page report in 2020. People don't remember that. They remember everything else. But how do you feel about how comfortable you are in the offense? And
I'm getting more comfortable as the days go on. There's not a my own playbook, and it's Arthur's playbook. Now I'm finding ways within it to add little stuff here and there, but it's Arthur's playbook, and I like it. I like it a lot. But what is going on over here?
I mean, these are Jens's brother training camp.
They're the best.
This is how it's going to be.
They have their own agenda.
This is how it's going to be. Here we go. Steelers, here we go. Turn the ball deep.
Here we go.
And a guy named Artie.
Here we go.
Boys were making kicks like he does. And we're looking for 7 in the fucking house. Here we go.
There There it is.
Banger. Absolute banger. Do you know Renegade yet?
Did you learn Renegade on guitar yet?
I'm in fear for my life from the Lord. There's a mic on his face, Aaron. All right, last question. Everybody can hear what you're saying. There's a mic on AJ's face. Ty has a question for you, Aaron.
Aaron, we talked about this a little bit off stage, and through the last several years you've been on the show, you've talked about how much respect you have for Mike T. How has that relationship been so far? Is there anything that's been, like maybe kind of surprised you now that he's your head coach and he's just not a guy you respect from afar?
Where's my camera at?
Could be any of them. Use the jib. They were doing a sweet artsy jib shot on you. Zoom in on Aaron slowly.
No, just do a 2-shot, me and Age.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Mike T is the man. Any hate, disrespect, and the ilk is complete and utter bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Mike T is the man. From day one that we talked on the phone in the offseason, I was never talking to a head coach. I was talking to a friend. I respected the hell out of that. I have crazy respect for him. The way that he leads the room, the way that he talks in the team meeting, the way he is at practice. The surprise has been just what a great dude he is, what a great leader he is, on top of what I already expected, which was already high based on what I thought from afar. But being able to see it in person is incredible. He's the type of guy that every great coach makes you want to play for. And what I mean to expand on that is you care so deeply about the person, you don't want to let him down. And that's the aura and that's the respect that Mike has from his players, that you want to play for this guy because you know how much he cares and you don't want to let him down.
You've been on a championship team before. You've had a lot of great teams that you've been on.
Yeah, we beat the Steelers.
Yeah. Wow.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Should have already had 7, you could say. Oh, man.
That was a different day. It's a new day. It's a new day.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's because AJ was using steroids.
Nick Morodo.
AJ was drinking his piss.
Yes, we know. Okay, you confirmed that.
Still never
Perfect. I said that to SB's people.
Look at this guy. You think he hasn't drank his pee in the last 5 years, all the stuff he's been into?
Chewing bark, drinking piss.
Chewing bark.
Oh, hey, great answer the other day, by the way.
Phenomenal.
That was.
And that guy would drink your piss, he said. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what Pittsburgh would do for you, Aaron. You need to know that. We appreciate you so much for stopping by. Can't wait to watch.
Come on, give him a sample.
There's a porta potty around
Did you have a drug test this morning? How's the piss?
Get him up here.
Aaron, I can't wait to watch you work out there. Can't wait to watch this season for you. I can't wait to watch you experience a year with the Yinzers. And will you be joining us on Tuesdays or no? Did they tell you can't?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. You can talk to Bert over there.
Bert's
I appreciate you guys. Good to see you all as usual. Good to see you in person. Have fun in Canton. San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
But it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a really fun year. I'm just really, if I can sum up my feelings being in Pittsburgh, is just gratitude to be in such a special organization with Mike T, the leadership of the football team, and to play for a fan base that cares as much as these guys do.
Hell yeah, we're lucky to have you here in Pittsburgh. I speak for the city at this moment, but not always. You're the man.
I love your claim in Pittsburgh now. You claim Indy when you're back in Indy.
I'm like The Rock, baby. I got 2 homes. You should see me down in Morgantown, too. I fucking love that place.
All that money you got.
Yeah. Got homes all over the place, Aaron.
All right, thanks, guys.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP, the starting quarterback of the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers.
What'd you put on there?
Definitely not his name.
Did you draw a dick?
Oh my God.
You signed it, AJ Hawk.
Did you sign it? You did a spaceship?
No, he didn't do a spaceship. He just wrote in there what his status is still to this point. Just wrote in what his status is.
It's a long word.
I'm not talking Facebook.
I gotcha.
Oh, nice.
He subbed an X in there. Just dropped an X.
Oh,
Yeah, none of that.
It's a 101.
And it's
throwback.
Hey, he mentioned a lot of times about being synonymous with winning and greatness and a team that's all aligned and going in. And we got a chance to talk to Mr. Rooney earlier today, and I said, hey, you're writing a lot of checks. I like that. I liked you writing a lot of checks or whatever. He was like, he's excited for the season.
Yep.
This has not been how the Steelers have ever been, Tone. This is such a drastic difference than what the Pittsburgh Steelers were of yesterday. Now, them firing Matt Canada midway through the year. Sorry, Matt, had to do it. Knew it would be a pop. They fired him midseason. He was the first coach that was a head coach or a coordinator that got fired in the history of the Steelers, one of the oldest franchises in the history of professional sports. So they make that move. It's like, wait, is this a new day?
Yep.
Then Omar Khan gets in following Kevin Colbert, who has a fire pit up here that I guess all the boys hang out at night. They really bring the team together. It's a beautiful setup. But Omar Khan is really... He's drawing this up in his own way, and the stars are out here in Pittsburgh, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, Colbert was here for 20-plus years, multiple Super Bowls. Kevin Colbert is an all-time Hall of Fame GM, but, like, you knew once, like, free agency came around, like, you didn't have to pay attention at all. Like, day 1, day 2, even day 7, you weren't going to get anyone in free agency if you were Steeler because they built through the draft and they built their own guys. But then, you know, Omar came in and it was kind of like, hey, that's not really working right now. And obviously this fan base hasn't been happy with, 9-8, 10-7, stuff like that, first-round playoff losses. So Omar got very, very aggressive this year, went out. The first one was DK. He was even in conversations for Ayuk last year. That came out. That was reported. They are not resting on their laurels right now, Pat, or their Yannis, and we're going in for a Super Bowl right now.
That was a good internet run there, just like the black dress, blue dress. Those really had a good time. Mm-hmm. We need those days back. Somebody needs to find a new one there for the internet. And I think the city has responded in a positive way. Yeah. Sometimes whenever you do something in an old-fashioned way, an old-school way, there's going to be old heads that hate it, any change. The Steelers spending all this money. We don't need... You think they needed to do this to win in the past? This is a desperate move, yada, yada. That hasn't happened at all.
No, they've been very
Everybody
happy.
in Pittsburgh's like, yeah, we're spending money finally. Yeah, we're bringing in stars. Yeah, we're taking advantage of stuff. And, I think the players, too, AJ. Cam Heyward, year 15. He's been pretty vocal about, don't know how long we have left. TJ, I know he's still got hopefully 6 years left, 10 years left, whatever it is. He's in year 9. A lot of these guys have been around here a long time. They're making a push to win is good for all parties.
It's great for the NFL, I think, and obviously for Pittsburgh, but you got to evolve. You can still hold that old school, that core, the tradition, everything that is the Steelers, and then evolve into, the new age of the NFL and spend money. I mean, look at one of the greatest, actually the greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban. He was constantly evolving what he did on offense and defense because he's like, I want to win. I don't want to be stupid and just be stuck in my ways. That's what losers do.
Yeah, we're not that far removed from this being the way to win a Super Bowl. Sure, the Chiefs and the Eagles have won more recently, but you look at Stafford, you look at Brady, you look at Peyton. We kind of pointed to that for a couple years as maybe this is the way to do it. You get Aaron for cheap, you bring in DK, you bring in Jalen, you bring in Jonnu. It really is one of those things where it feels like a 2021 LA Rams, maybe even the 2020 Tampa Bay Bucks, where this old veteran, something to prove, not run out of the building, but had to fly across the country and got kicked out of the building 10 minutes after getting there. It is one of those damn near spite years that we're approaching here for Pittsburgh.
As we wait here for Coach Tomlin to join us in a matter of moments, a lot of people singing his praises. I can't wait to experience that because the last couple of years he's been getting shit talked to him relentlessly. And then we get a chance to watch his Hard Knocks, and it's I love that guy. I hope they get a chance this year to go on another run. We're going camping here in Latrobe, as the locals say. Let's go camping around the NFL, shall we? Let's go camping. Yeah. Let's start with the Green Bay Packers. Highlights from training camp are getting us going. Ty Schmidt, you lost your mind on draft night when they drafted Golden. Are you excited to watch him catch a deep ball here from Jordan Love at training camp?
Yeah, without a doubt, it looks like things are rolling like they should be. I mentioned this to you guys earlier. This is the first piece of content in general that I've seen from Packers camp. So I'm pretty jacked up that it's a 60-yard touchdown. They need this guy to be an absolute force this year. Jordan Love stays healthy all year. It looks like he's finally got his number one guy. I'd love to see it.
I love that they're talking shit to their fans who are asking for them to post videos of the first-round draft pick that hasn't happened in 40 years or whatever. That's a wide receiver thing. Social media admins have all the brains. They got it going on.
Yeah, without a doubt.
They're the Green Bay Packers, actually.
Yeah, they are.
That's how these social media people operate.
Yeah.
Not saying the Green Bay Packers are doing that.
No, I think Ed Policy runs the Twitter account.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay, so he was the one that did the every other capital letter?
Exactly.
What do you mean you want to see our first-round draft pick run faster than everybody, you dipshits? This is social media. You're not supposed to see anything.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch. We're trying to keep this the best-kept secret of training camp.
Hey, thanks for posting, social media degree haver. We appreciate you doing it.
Appreciate it.
There.
Love it.
Helped us out and helped out Green Bay Packer owner.
Yes.
Now let's go to a Green Bay Packer record holder, A.J. Hawk. Have you seen Marvin Harrison Jr. in Arizona? Just one day after another, freak show catches. Rookie year wasn't fantastic by anybody's account, but now it feels like Kyler's going to throw him the rock regardless. Catch radius insane. Contested catches is his thing. I think him and Kyler had to get on the same page with that notion going in through the offseason.
Yeah, and Marvin's like the old school quiet professional. He's not real flashy, doesn't say a whole lot, but if you notice what he put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle like a couple other guys throughout the league. Yeah, the guy's an absolute stud. And the Cardinals are one of those teams that could possibly, I think, jump up and surprise a few teams if they can keep Kyler healthy, and obviously Marv has a big year.
Kyler with great ball there. Not going to get talked about, but that is an incredible ball there. Obviously, Kyler remarkably gifted athletically, both on the ground and through the sky. Will this be the year where it all comes together? Will this be the year that it clocks? Shout out to Justin Bieber. We're talking about him having the population of the United States of America basically follows him on Instagram. What a life he's been living. But is it clocking for that Arizona Cardinals team to make a run? AQ Shipley will be on the call. Moon Township, great. Hopefully they're not shite for his sake. Now, let's go to Indianapolis, Indiana. Anthony Richardson, a man who was drafted number 4 overall for the Indianapolis Colts, has had an underwhelming start to his career, but this training camp, throwing dots all over the place. He's looked much more accurate. He's looked much more confident. He's been putting in a lot of work. This is what he had to say after practice about how his mindset has changed this year versus years past.
After last season, I feel like I needed to do more, not only for the team, but for myself. If I want to so-called be great and I want to be in the Hall of Fame one day, I have to do more. I have to go do things that other people won't do. So I've just been doing that, just taking it day by day, not necessarily trying to, change anything mentally or anything like that, but just taking a deeper dive and studying my playbook a little longer, asking more questions, going through my footwork, walking through the plays by myself, just stuff like that, just trying to do more.
Okay, I love to hear everything that he's saying right there. There was a group here from Monroeville, I believe, went to Gateway High School behind us here. They started chanting that he's too tired, okay, because now I am from this area, okay? If you were to ask any of these people standing here, hey, the starting quarterback for your team on a third down into red zone against a division opponent in the middle of the regular season, he's going to tap out of the game because he was too tired. All these people would say, get him the fuck out of our city. What are you talking about? You're too tired. You're a football player. And I had a similar reaction. Okay, I had a similar reaction. And it's like, hey, why? You can't be saying it. And even if you're at the mental point where you think you're comfortable enough and confident enough to say that publicly, it's like you're way too content. I was very vocal. Now, this year, what we have seen, he's slimmer, he's fitter, he's acknowledging how he needs to be different. He's taking the pre-practice mental reps by himself. It feels like he has matured immensely after a very tough start to his career.
Growth, maturity, he's doing and saying all the right things. And when guys show up to training camp or the offseason workouts, they don't have to say much. You can look at him and kind of tell what they've been doing in the offseason. You look at him, he looks great physically, and we know what he can do on the ground, with his physical traits. But to win in this league and to win the big one in this league, you got to be able to play from the pocket. And if you run that highlight back again, that's like a simple throw, but that's a whole shot. Cover 2, Pittman gets up there, get up the sideline. You got to put that ball on him on the line, and he did. So I love what I'm seeing from 5 right now in this QB battle.
Yeah, that throw is incredible. He's had a few, it feels like, that have come out during training camp where it's like the week 1 against the Texans kind of shocker. I agree with you guys, but doesn't it kind of take away from the fact that the big thing going into the offseason was, hey, he's going to work out with Josh Allen's guy, and then while training camp starting, you think that he did, and then he says...
He didn't do that?
He actually didn't
I
work
don't
out
care.
with that
He's
guy.
completing passes.
Yeah, no, I'm genuinely asking.
He was going to do that laser treatment to get more accurate. If he has got more accurate without the laser treatment, I don't think we care.
Okay.
This is a results-oriented business. Now, if his shit gets... outrageous again. Everybody's like, hey, your mechanics and your footwork and everything is off. That's why you have the lowest completion percentage in the history of the NFL, and you chose not to do something. I think then it becomes a conversation. But right now, he's putting it on, guys, and he looks like an actual passer.
Yeah.
And,
is he going to play in the preseason? Like, that's a big thing. Like,
has to.
I'm saying he should get a good chunk of playing time in all 4 games.
Hey, speaking of social media, Colts social media got their agenda, and they're sticking to it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Danny Dimes'
Is he on the team still?
I think Danny Dimes is cool with it, too. We're all cool with it.
It was a competition.
The only thing we worry about now with Anthony Richardson, and I mean, this is what I guess sports media does, is he's in such good shape. Is he going to be able to withstand the hits now? You know, like
he's still a big boy.
He's still 240 pounds, I'd assume. He's a monster. We'll see how that goes. Now, let's go camping to the AFC North Kings. The team that is favored to win the AFC North. A team that is known for crab cakes and football. Let's go to the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson running wild all over Baltimore Ravens training camp. Lamar Jackson, obviously an MVP, looking to win a Super Bowl, looking faster than ever. They still got Nuke on their team as well. I think everybody has forgotten that. Front flips in training camp. Lamar Jackson's in midseason form. They are the second. They have the second best odds in the entire NFL to win their division.
What the hell is that, Jair?
What are you talking about?
He was celebrating.
He's celebrating.
He's celebrating.
College teammate.
Yeah, they're buddies.
He's happy for him.
Okay.
So this does lead to a conversation. So at these training camp highlights, when Lamar Jackson's running wild, the Baltimore Ravens fans are going crazy.
Yeah.
When Aaron Rodgers completes a deep ball to DK Metcalf here today for 65, 70 yards, place is going to go crazy.
Yes.
That's the defense getting dunked on right there. As a defender, D-But, you know that going into training camp that your own fans are going to be pissed if you guys have a great day.
Road game every day. It's a road game every day. Bring your own energy. You obviously coming out there, you want to whoop their ass, but the crowd's behind them. Look, they're always going to cheer on and touchdown scores. And look, Jair right there running down, celebrating. You know, if that guy was on my team, I'd probably accidentally do that too. But I love this. I love this, obviously, from Lamar. He had an unbelievable season last year, MVP caliber season, his best season so far. He's motivated to go get that big one. Obviously, this team here has had a ton of success against him in the big games, but I'm excited to see what 8 in that Ravens offense. And that Ravens team, I've completely forgot about D-Hop. Likely he got injured, but it's not as bad as we thought. Zay Flowers, I can't wait to see what they do this year.
All right, let's stay in the AFC North. Let's move away from Baltimore. Let's not talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why would we talk about Cleveland? Hey, don't look now. Jerry Jeudy's in better shape than he's ever been. Cincinnati Bengals. Trey Hendrickson has reported to camp. He missed 7 days of camp. He was fined $50,000 per day, $350,000 in total fines. He is now back with the Cincinnati Bengals. AJ, what does this say to you?
This says to me that he is, what, like you said, is he tucking his tail and walking back in and saying, hey, I'll come
No.
I hope that's not the case, but I figure maybe Mike Brown promised him this time, said, hey, I gave you my word. If you come back and shows goodwill, we'll give you what you want.
Has Mike Brown said that before?
None of the ownership has said anything positive. I think this is potentially a new move, maybe an extension of an olive branch, because Trey Hendrickson loves football. Ty, there's a lot of people saying, though.
Yeah, when I saw this, I said, man, did Trey Hendrickson really show those guys? He really showed the Bengals, hey, guess what? I'll squeak Scolari it, you know? You guys mess with me 16 to 17 more times, I'm going to tuck tail, I'm going to get out of here, you're not going to see me, and then when I realize nothing's going to change, I'm going to come right back and shake everybody's hand and say, look who's back, Trey's back.
Easy. We don't know if there's anything happening behind the scenes, seemingly not, but maybe this will change the entire future for them. Let's pivot away from the Cincinnati Bengals back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, a Super Bowl champion, a future Hall of Famer, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin.
What's up, Coach? How you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm sweating my ass off. I appreciate you.
He gets it.
Coach, you can use this one if you want to. Coach, first of all, thank you so much for stopping by.
How do you not love that?
I know. It's real. It's very real. When you were hired as a head coach, 45 years ago. You look the exact same. Shout out. I guess cliches are real in certain things. Yeah. I guess that is a real thing. I've aged, like a grape over the last few years. You knew what Pittsburgh was. I think you knew what it was. But the way you have embraced this city, we see you at Penguins games. I think you're even stopping by Pirates games. I feel like you call yourself a Yinzer and consider yourself a Yinzer. What is it like to be a part of this every single year? And is it like a perspective putter about how great these fans are every training camp?
I'll tell you this. First, it never gets old. I have the same level of excitement that I had in 07, probably even more so, to be quite honest with you. I love being a Pittsburgher, man. My kids grew up in Pittsburgh. They call Pittsburgh home. I'm proud to call it home. I drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that Kool-Aid, you understand the city. You understand the expectations. I'm not going to say anything you probably don't know. It got loud there for a little bit. And obviously you were asked by Kyle Brandt about having a winning record every single year. And you had a great line, something along the lines like these guys were in baby seats, I think, whenever they were in car seats whenever you were growing up. It did get a little bit loud. Do you hear that stuff? Do you block it out? How much does that affect your day-to-day life or how you go about your business?
I hear it, but I don't because, I'm here to win. I share the same sentiment, the same level of pissed offness. That's just who I am. And so, I don't take it personally. It's motivation for me. I'm here to deliver for them.
Omar Khan, vastly different than Colbert. Seemingly, from the outside looking in. What are your thoughts on it? Because Tone and I have chit-chatted about how this is so abnormal. First of all, you're not going to like that this is going to happen because it was probably a very difficult decision because you know the person personally. We just mentioned it. You firing a coordinator mid-season never happened in the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? That was a big conversation for us. In the offseason, free agency, never really a thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This year, making moves. Bringing in, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, who you texted for a couple months. How does it feel this way of doing things versus maybe what it had always been with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I'm not resistant to change. I don't think you can do what I've done as long as I can do it being resistant to change. And so I try to be open to doing things differently, to taking a different approach. It's refreshing for me. I'm excited by it. Certainly made moves that we deem necessary in the effort to position ourselves to be what they need and want us to be.
Yeah, hell yeah. AJ has a question for you, Coach.
Coach, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, obviously here you're back in. Let's say for Jalen, I've heard you guys call him like a Swiss Army knife. He can do anything. What is he going to bring to the defense? For me, as a fan of watching, I love physical corners, and they obviously can play every position back there. But I love dudes that can get picks and are physical and not scared to tackle, and they seem to thrive in that role. And I feel like he's going to be very physical here.
There's no question, man. He brings a demeanor, man, that's contagious. His versatility, obviously, you guys will see today. But his attitude, his approach to business, man, his professionalism, this guy's as impressive in the classroom as he is on the grass, man. I've been blown away by his approach to the business.
That's awesome. D-Bud has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, you've been here obviously a very, very long time. We've all been in locker rooms, and now we're in the media now, and sometimes you'll say, oh, maybe that coach, I've heard it now, maybe that the words are getting stale with the team. How do you keep it fresh? How do you evolve when you are the leader in the face of a franchise and standing in front of those guys for such a long time? Cam was here 15 years, TJ 9. How do you do that? That's a tough thing to do.
For me, I try not to focus on me, to be honest with you. My job is to be what they need me to be. And their needs are ever changing because of the makeup of the group changes, the places they are in their careers as individuals. And so for me, I probably avoid being stale, at least from my perception, just by simply focusing on being what they need me to be and working to meet their needs.
Gotcha.
Ty has a question for you, Coach.
Coach, Pat mentioned it a little bit earlier. What was that kind of recruiting process like with Rodgers? We've had him on the show several times, for the last several years, and he always talked about how much respect he had for you, and kind of we've seen the clips of you giving him that wry smile.
Yeah, you guys winking at each other.
Calling the timeout when he was trying to maybe get you. But what was that recruiting process like?
It was kind of a bromance, you know what I mean? No, for me, man, I was just excited to get to know the guy on a personal level. And so that's how I viewed it. Man, we had some cool and interesting conversations about football, about life, about where he is in his career and what he was potentially looking for. I slow roasted it, if you will, man. I didn't try to microwave it because I didn't feel like that would be effective anyway. And so I just enjoyed getting to know him over the course of those conversations, and I just felt like if we did it and did it consistently and lay a nice foundation for our relationship when we started working together.
What are your expectations for him as a human? Did you lay all that out as a player, as a guy in the locker room? Do you have all those conversations? And why was Aaron the guy that you wanted for this particular team?
Just through our conversations, man, he expressed his desires, and they are in alignment with mine. And so those come-to-Jesus conversations weren't even necessary, man. He's here and here in a mindset that's aligned with us. He's here and here to win a world championship for this group. And he wants to impart wisdom and share his experiences with young players, man, and give back to the game. And so that's just a beautiful place to be, and those guys are good guys to work with.
We were on the plane earlier today, flying in, high, just thinking about it all, Aaron, when he went to the Jets, we talked about this. Any legend that starts at a new place, a lot of brand new eyes watching you for the first time. Your practice habits, how you do in practice, how you go about operating, how you communicate. You got to reprove yourself. Aaron doing that for a first ballot Hall of Famer, I assume, is something that has driven him in these practices. For you too, though, with Aaron, is there a similar thought like, hey, this is Aaron's first time experiencing my shit as a head coach too? Because there's rarefied air that you two are breathing that not a lot of people in the history of football breathe.
I like the responsibility of having to deliver for him. You know what I mean? Just the energy and the charge I get for preparing messaging and things of that nature. But not only him, but guys like Jalen Ramsey and other veteran guys, man. I'm sensitive to the delivering of the message, man, and making sure they understand how we go about our business, the things we value, and how they can be a part of it.
Is there any shit he's done yet that make you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's the Aaron Rodgers, that's the guy? Is there any of that?
Hey, I like the no-look passes, man. We've seen a couple of those just about every day. But, man, the way he interacts with the defensive leadership, man, the way he competes with them and challenges them, it's a breath of fresh air, man. We just feel like we're going to be positioned to be really good because of that iron on iron, that competitive spirit, the things that are happening day to day, man, and he's a central part of that.
On that note, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, with all due respect to everyone who has played quarterback since 7, they're Steelers, so we love them forever. But does it feel different when you look across and you see 8? Kaboli said this is the most crowded it's been in the last 15 years here, it felt like to him. But, so it feels different to the fans. Does it feel different to you when you look over and you're like, okay, since Ben, that's Aaron Rodgers?
You're damn right it does. It feels pretty good, too.
Yeah, but
just the possibilities, man. To have a guy like that, man, in your huddle, in your locker room, a part of your group, it certainly gives us all great confidence.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember one of your every Hard Knocks was awesome.
Yes.
I want to let you know that. I think we talked about it while it was happening, about all the good shit that you were giving away for free, basically. We were hearing motivational speeches just being dropped, gems being dropped. People would write books with all of the one-liners that you were doing. Are we coming up with those still every single day? Is there new shit coming out? Is there more Tomlinisms? Or is it all basically like a pool that you kind of pull from, if that makes sense?
I don't chase it. It just kind of happens.
Of course. Yeah, there's one right there, by the way.
Yeah.
That is bar after bar after bar. I wish I got a chance to play for you. You told me in warm-ups, I'm going to get you when you're old and cheap.
Right I did.
Did you have those conversations with Aaron, too, throughout his career?
I wish I had. I wish maybe I'd have got him sooner.
All right, have a great practice. We appreciate you. Congrats on all the success. These people love you, man.
Man, thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mike Tomlin. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, great being with you guys.
You too, Coach. Good luck. Good luck this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate you, Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach Mike Tomlin. And there's a man standing off camera that I don't know if he's ever done an interview before. I don't know if he gets any requests. Special teams coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yinzer. Oh, my God. Tattoo on the outside of the shin.
Coach, how you doing? Good hocus.
I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Hey,
Big time. He comes back to Pittsburgh to do a live show for us. He comes home for us to do this show.
Hell yeah.
That's your mic.
That's your mic. That's you.
He don't need a damn mic.
I appreciate you doing that for me. That was not needed. How about this? Local guy comes back to coach special teams for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For all of us. And he chews through 200 pieces of gum every single game. Danny Smith is here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Danny. We have like 2-3 minutes. I know you love doing media, and this is something you really enjoyed. You had I don't know if it was the best unit in the NFL last year, but we looked up stats. You got a lot of number ones and a lot of top 10, a lot of top 5s. Special teams is something that is respected here in Pittsburgh because it's a football town. How many years have you been here now?
This will be 13th.
13th year for you here as a Pittsburgh Steeler. How do you feel about this particular team? How's the energy?
You know, I mean, it's an honor to privilege.
I don't know if his mic's on. Did you turn it off? Give him that other one. Give him that other mic there, AJ, right next to you, right next to you.
Try that one.
Jesus.
Try that.
There we go.
Come on, AJ.
I don't think you're on.
That one should be
two
on.
mics.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
Hey, really, it's an honor and a privilege, man, to come back to your hometown and coach this, okay? And to clean up, we were number one. And that ain't me, man. That's the players that I coach, okay? They come out with rankings and that. I got good players, man. This organization will supply you with people. You got to know what you're doing. You got to give them a direction. And these players will work their butt off if you know what you're doing. And really, it's a credit to our players. I got good players, man. I got good players that work their butts off. Those of you who watch practice, you see it. And it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of it.
This year, is there a different buzz with how much Omar Khan and the front office have gone all in with this particular team? Have you thought about that? And do you feel that?
I get puzzled in the media when I watch some of this stuff. They say, like, what coach is on a hot seat? What about, man, I'm on a hot seat every day. Okay? I don't look at it like that. I'm on a hot seat every day. This stuff changes so quickly. So I don't feel no heat, no pressure. I put the pressure on myself. I expect us to win, and I expect us to win it all every damn year. And I don't change.
AJ has a question for you, Coach.
Coach, what are you trying to in training camp right now today, first day of pads? What are you looking at to see some guys maybe that you haven't seen tested yet?
You know, and you did it, for a living. We got a movement. Who moves, who could cover in space, who has some agility. There's no real game planning at this time. So you don't really get to mentally check on them. Mm-hmm. But you get the physicality of it and the physical part of it with the change of direction, the hand placement, the foot work, the pad level and things like that. So I'm constantly watching other drills too, along with my own, to evaluate them.
Yeah, can you talk about how guys need to get a heads up that the way they're going to make it in the league is through special teams and your messaging to them for that?
It's changed a lot, over my years. But our head coach heads up. Mike T does a great job. Mike T is great with me, supplying me time, supplying me players. Okay, then it's up to me to get it done. And that's as simple as I can put it. But a lot of guys, that's the only way they make it. I tell them all the time. I say, okay, I want you to be the starting linebacker. I want you to be the starting running back. Damn, I want to be the head coach. But that ain't happening, okay? I ain't the head coach and you ain't the starting running back, so we got a pretty good job. Let's take care of it.
D-Bud has a question.
That's what I tell them.
That's a great message. That's a great delivery. Hopefully they get the point. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Hey, I was blessed to play with some great special teams coordinators, Scotty O'Brien in New England, McMahon in Indy. How have you've been doing it a long time, and Pat just mentioned you got to relate to the entire roster, but how do you get that juice? How do you bring that same juice every day?
There's some great names right there, man. They're predecessors that helped pave the way for me. I mean, they really are, and I respect them so much. And it's a mindset. It's a mindset. You got to come out all the time, and if I supply the energy, man, they'll follow.
Yep.
If you let players middle around, you played with them.
Yep.
If you let players middle around, they will. Okay. How am I going to ask them to give energy if I don't? That's the way I coach. I really believe in that, what I tell them all the time. I want you to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Then you're a better player.
Yeah.
Coach, why'd you have Antonio Brown in the fourth quarter return punts whenever you're up 21 points with 6 minutes left?
Let me tell you a quick story.
Please do.
Pat always brings this up on the times that we got him. he don't ever bring up the time he got me.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, baby.
Okay, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, a lot of people watching.
Yeah, you ruined my damn dinner. I couldn't even eat. I go home from India, my damn stomach, I'm puking on the damn bus on the way home.
Yeah.
I can't eat Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, good.
Okay, because he runs a fake, because he got big balls and will do things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and he's faking, throws a pass for a first down, and it's on me. So there's two sides to those stories.
Okay, Tony has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, before you show fakes to the team, do you have to run them by Coach Tomlin, and what's that meeting like?
I can't even.
Hey, when you're running fakes, hey, when you try to run a fake or do something, running them by Coach Tomlin, what is that like? I've always said this. Like, when I was young in the NFL, I have a good arm. You saw that. You experienced that. I'm also punt, pass, and kick champion here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Troy Polamalu's showing up over there. Feels like you guys had film at our practice. Fuck you. Now, with that being said, always had a good arm. When I was young in the NFL, I wanted to run more fakes. I'm like, hey, I'm watching these punters throw these balls, and everybody's talking about how athletic they are. I could just let me spin one here. Let me do it. And Rich Lesky, who was the head coach, and Jim Caldwell was the head coach. Special teams was Ray. He said, so let me get this straight. We're going to take Peyton Manning off the field. Okay, we're going to take Peyton Manning off the field. We're going to take Reggie Wayne off of the field. We're going to take Dallas Clark off of the field. We're going to take Joseph Adai off of the field. And then we're going to have you do the offense for us. That makes sense. And if it doesn't work, they're going to go the other way. Usually good teams don't do a lot of trickery shit. Now you do your own shit. Returns, fakes drawn up. What are those conversations like with Tomlin? And how aggressive do you think you guys are compared to the rest of the NFL?
It's a great point. And Pat, the way I do it is this, man. There are fakes and there are trick plays. And the way that I define that is this. A fake is something that we see that we want to take advantage of. Okay? We saw something on tape. They're weak over here. They don't cover this or they don't.
Like we were going to do against you for Troy Polamalu. Ruined it all when I was going to score a touchdown.
But I knew, because so we covered that stuff and we didn't let it get away with it. Now, trick play is I come out with some crazy formation or something, and I'm trying to trick you. And sometimes the trick's on me.
Yeah,
okay, for real. And that's what it is. If I don't know where you're going to land and things like that, it's a trick play. And I believe in fakes. I don't believe in trick plays.
Got it.
Okay, so with that in mind, we cover that stuff. Okay, and we'll challenge each other on that. I'm talking about players, coaches, everything. If the players are comfortable and confident in running, it takes a situation to get it. We'll go in the game with all the fakes, okay? That don't mean we're running one every week. This ain't a trick 'em, dick 'em, lick. You don't win like that, okay?
You got to beat them.
You got to beat your opponent, okay? We got to do field position. We got to block kick. We got to return balls. We got to do those things to win, okay? But every now and then, like a Peyton Manning and the names that he's mentioning, we try to steal a possession.
Sure.
You know, it's like a turnover. You can't give Peyton Manning the ball all the damn time. You can't give Joe Burrows all his reps. You can't give those guys all their reps. You try to steal a possession. It's a turnover. So we'll run something like that.
All right. Immediately upon hearing Joe Burrow's name, they send him their best wishes. Luck, Joe.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
They want good luck for him,
Joe.
going through a lot out there. Last thing I would like you to hit upon, and I assume if you didn't, they would talk shit about you. Can you tell me about Boz Johnson and Kuntz, your kicker, punter, long snapper? You guys got dogs across the board. That is a comforting feeling, I assume, for the special teams.
We're good there. I mean, we really are. And Boz is special. Nothing is too big for him. He wants the big kick. He gets pissed off when we don't do the 56, 57 in that range. So I'll piss him off in practice. I'll put the ball at the 35, which would be a 53-yard field goal, and I'll call for the punt team. And he calls me every name in the book. Okay? And I always say, hey, just heads up here. Watch balls. Watch his balls. And he ain't paying attention. He's walking. And I say, all right, ball's on the 35. It's 4th and 3. Let's go. Punt. What do you mean punt? I'm going to pick it. And he goes crazy. So that's good to see. So he got, he's a good player and he'll be good. We got a punt battle. Cam is a great punter, okay? Cam has got credentials. Cordes come in last year and did a great job.
Okay.
We got a battle in camp, man. We really do. They are great players. They are great guys. They are great teammates. They are great workers. They're two good players, man. They're two NFL punters, and I'm blessed to have them both.
Hell yeah.
And at long snapping, Christian is as tough as it gets. Okay.
Well, he's a Duquesne
We got
graduate.
other people in there. We're going to have competition in there and things like that. But Christian don't miss snaps. Christian don't miss games. And you know how that is. When you got the continuity, you should be better. We got continuity. We will be better.
All right, we will be back next hour. See you then. roads leading to Eugene, and I can't help but say, hey, 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 hey. You make me wanna jump, put my hands up and pick my heels up and all again now. A little bit softer now, 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 a little bit louder 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 now, a little bit louder. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great day in Oregon. You know, we go to Cannon. OH! We are! Thank you. I love this. Let me go ahead and cock that thing. Boom on! Boom on! Ah, boom! Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, Roughnecks. We got engineers, we got doctors, we got economists. We got real tests that have real implications happening. And all of these sons of said, give me college game day. Instead of studying, I had some questions about coming out here to Berkeley, but after experiencing it, it is very evident that this is one of the best cities in this here United States of America. USA, 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 USA. And this represents everything that is great with this country, with our sport. It doesn't matter which way you view the world. It doesn't matter which part of the country you're from. College football runs through our soul. And that is what a celebration today is all about. I am thankful to be here amongst these nerds and future geniuses and future people that are going to run this place. It's an honor to be in Berkeley. It's foggy. I think there's some skunks that died down the street, but this is awesome.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. You pig! Stop! Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. Hey, welcome back to the hallowed grounds of St. Vincent College. Out to the program starts now. Football is happening in a big way here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, about an hour east of Acrisure Stadium, the artist formerly known as Heinz Field. I will say earlier before the show, I went onto my maps to see exactly how far we were from the stadium downtown. I put Heinz Field in there. It did not show up.
Oh, no. Wow. End of an era.
Now that's Timmy Jobs, Timmy Apple doing that. So I went over to Google, and maybe it's just my app. Acrisure is the only thing showing up. Hate to say it.
Down at the shore.
Hate to say it. Hour and 8 minutes from the from where we are right now, and in this batch of hills here, and this is the most Western Pennsylvania thing of all time. Stage is built on the side of a hill. All the guardrails are like this.
Yeah.
You got people kind of crouched down here.
Yeah.
There is a drop off of a cliff on the other side of that over there. People lined up on a hill here, and at the bottom of this hill are two fields, Field 1 and Field 2, where the Pittsburgh Steelers have worked their asses off since 1966.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Father Paul, the CEO priest of this place, came in and chit-chatted about this entire unit, or this college and everything that's happened here. They're thankful to be the home of the Steelers. They're the right home of the Steelers. And this is one of the things that is just synonymous with the NFL training camp at St. Vincent College. Let's go to the Talks table. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Connor, they've been chanting things from 2017 at you, which I appreciate. But football people respect football people, am I right?
Yeah, I appreciate it as well. I mean, the rules are rules. Some Steelers fans, get it. Some don't. It seems it's kind of a mixed bag out there today, which has been nice. But it's a pleasure being down here at the Trobe, as they call it. It's hot as hell. I don't know if it's translating through the television. Probably one of the hotter programs we've ever had. But it is awesome. There's nothing like this, like taking the program on the road. I forget what the hashtag was. I wish I remembered what it was from the Home Run Derby. But it's doing these live shows with you guys is so much fun. And it's just great seeing football on the field.
You called it the Trobe, I believe, for Latrobe.
Sure. I called it down there at the Trobe.
Okay, I got that. We should say Daytrobe, I think, because the way they say is Latrobe. But remember, the show down in Morgantown, remember, it got so hot that it went off air.
Yeah, the generators blew up.
We were a little worried today as the heat was rising in what Kaboli has said about this particular heat, that we're going to have a similar issue. But this is exactly what Tomlin wants. This is exactly what Khan wants. And if we know the cut of the jib of this particular team, this is exactly what they want. Let's get it hardened out here.
You guys are kind of sounding like Euros, man. Like some Europeans.
Europeans?
No. Complaining about the heat.
Oh, you watch the first half in the locker room? It's too hot?
Yeah, it's too hot. What is this?
That's 9-year NFL.
A guy can't be cold. A guy can't be hot. What the fuck?
30 degrees. Just be a guy. Just be a guy.
Can't be hot.
AJ's got black pants on, black shirt.
He's hot as shit. That's AJ Hawk, 9-year NFL vet, who's also a Broward County Hall of Famer, which is South Florida, which it is always 120 degrees. Darius Butler. And one half of the Hammer. That has to feel pretty cool. Cowboys AP Tone. I think it's a beautiful day out here in Latrobe Tone.
It is awesome. I mean, you guys are talking about hot, cold. It's football weather is football weather. Whether it's 15 or 95. We all know these fans are going to show up. We all know the Steelers are going to go for the 7th Lombardi. Looking out into we grew up, most of us grew up around, these parts or whatever. You can just kind of smell it in the air. Like this time of year, you kind of smell the football in the air. I can only imagine what the locker room smells like and brings back all those memories. But being here, coming here as a kid and into high school, this is the best. This is awesome.
I agree. It's been a nice trip down nostalgia lane for us. We can't wait to watch practice. Immediately after this show ends, there will be practice out on this field. We will head down there and watch the boys do their thing. And we'll try to hold back AJ from getting out there. Physicality for AJ Hawk. Let's talk about some NFL news. Big news broken on our show by Adam Schefter is that Christian Wilkins playfully kissed a teammate on the forehead.
Sure.
Then I said they want the H&R, and they get released. Now $35.2 million in guarantees with the handling of a surgery or non-surgery is in limbo. And this story is obviously blown up because it's such an abnormal type headline. What we were told was a kiss on the forehead. Now you got every other media person that's been snooping around with it going, that ain't what all happened. There was more that took place. Weird scene over there in Vegas. But this is maybe the most ridiculous training camp story that I've heard in some time, AJ Hall.
Yeah, we've had some ridiculous ones over the years if you think back, but it can't just be one thing, right? There's things leading up to situations like this. If it's one thing, then this one thing has to be more than a kiss on the forehead or a kiss on the top of the head.
What are you saying?
To get someone. I was saying there had to be something there had to be
that's
some
what everybody
actions
else is saying.
beforehand.
We say allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But I'm not saying anything even about Christian, but it's tough. Their one thing is the final death blow on someone. Okay, you're gone. See ya. We already paid $35 million or whatever.
Could be the cherry on top.
Could be the cherry on top is what I'm saying.
Literally.
Big time player like that, and we always talk about the sanctity of the locker room, and that's our locker room. Like, coaches aren't even really allowed in there. So when something like that, whenever you bringing up HR, I don't think I can remember any instance in my career.
I brought up H&R, though. So a lot of people started running
That was
with,
in the report, though, right?
No, yeah.
No. Was it?
Okay.
But,
I don't think it was HR. I think it was coach or GM probably.
Okay.
Which is basically NFL HR.
I thought I saw.
I did Schefter's podcast with him yesterday, and I believe he said that whoever came forward did go to HR.
Never even knew that was.
So when I said H, I didn't. Yeah, I was kind of like.
Yeah, tongue in cheek, but I believe that is actually what happened.
I was doing kiss on cheek there, like the
playfully. Or?
You go to H&R for these types of things.
Right.
In the NFL, I didn't even know that was possible.
Exactly.
So there's so many things a part of this story that are wild. We'll continue to monitor it because we are journalists. Let's chit-chat a little bit about other stories happening around the NFL. We briefly mentioned it before Danny Smith and Coach Tomlin came on. Trey Hendrickson is back with the Cincinnati Bengals!
He really stuck it to him!
That's a joke. That's embarrassing, okay? And I get it. It's great for the Bengals. He's there, all that stuff. He folded like a flip-flop, all right? And I just have to say, too, he came on the program during the Super Bowl.
The Grum.
Hey, the Grum, if you will. Hey, I really, really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this.
That's supposed to be Trey.
And then
It sounds just like him. You didn't.
You know, hopefully he gets a response. He doesn't, because the Bengals front office, they're
Mr. Brown promised him something. He promised him we'll take care of you.
Treating him like a bag of shit. Actually, no. Mr. Brown said, yeah, I mean, at some point you got to be, you know, at least a little grateful. I think he called him Trey Henderson as well. Like, watching what Mike Brown said, watching what has happened since his first initial interview in February gives him no reason to show up today. Absolutely not. If anything, it should kind of harden his stance. But again, Trey
we don't know how this is going to work out.
No, we don't. I like Trey Anderson. I think Trey Anderson would be on the Patriots. I think everybody up here wants him on the team.
Colts, we want him on the Colts.
Steelers, Packers, he's unbelievable. And that's why it's one of those things where, okay, so Trey Hendrickson is kind of acting like a wuss, and it sucks to say, kind of being a little bit of a...
No.
Don't say it. Don't do it.
Trey's trying to do business. He's trying to do business. He said, all right, I'm going to do what others have done in the past. I'm going to leave. Okay, I'm going to get fined $350,000. I assume that'll get taken care of on the next contract. I think the way he is doing it or viewing it, we would hope, is like, hey, let's get back to this. Let's try to sort this out because he's probably missing ball, if I had to guess.
That's definitely part of it.
Business.
But I understand that holding out, a part of it is you're going to have to miss ball.
Of course you miss ball, yeah!
That's
what you do!
That's kind of the way it goes. I think there is also a chance, and I said this from the start, he may be just resetting the Squeak-Scolari scale.
All right,
He might be going back in.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's embarrassing.
16 to 17 more opportunities for them to rip on him, and then, hey, rubber's going to meet the road.
Yeah, look, he's a coward. All right, he's a coward.
That is disgusting.
He's a man of the cloth.
That's a Florida boy.
You don't know.
Brother. He's a
on
brother
this
of Christ.
Catholic grounds.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm saying this. But I also have to acknowledge the facts, stern but fair. He's acting like a coward.
No, he might get a deal done. We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a Western Pennsylvania legend. I'll say it. The greatest official in the history of officiating. Basketball, football, you name it. Paisano, Gene Steratore.
Right here.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
How you doing? Good seeing you.
What's up? I want to be a ref. You hear them? They're talking about you, brother. I want to be a ref. Yeah. That's for you, Gino. Hey, you got a mic right over there.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on, CBS just announced all the crews. You're right down there, lower left corner. Rules analyst, Gene Steratore back for CBS.
I love it, Patty. I love it. We're psyched for another year. But listen, before we start, if I may, you know, in Pittsburgh, we bear gifts.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we do.
Paisans.
This is for everybody here. This is special. So if we can pay attention, it's like having that announcement. You know, it's really important.
Okay.
So we got everyone's attention. We're great gift givers here in Pittsburgh. We're also legendary lovers of the game.
That's right.
And we know you are as well as a Western Pennsylvania person. This comes from the athletic director at St. Vincent College, D.P. Harris, that was gifted to him that he would like to pass along as a gift to you and the guys.
Holy shit.
That is a Pittsburgh Steelers signed football by the one, the only,
Mean Joe Green.
DP Harris, right there, Patty, right there, DP.
Hey, thank you, DP.
That's a classic DP football.
DP. That is sick. This will make the desk. I appreciate that, DP.
There you go.
Great delivery through Paisano, who we love. Okay, Gino, thank you for that. You're the man. I've always been a massive fan of yours before I got to the league, while I was in the league, now that I'm retired. You're the greatest ever. I think there's a couple. You, Ed. That's about it. There's a few others that are your friends, I assume, but none of them really popped up in my mind. And I think it's because you're such a skilled communicator, but I think also because of how much you love the game. How much do you think being a Western Pennsylvania guy, and also Paisano, I mean, you just said we love football, we love giving gifts.
You guys all look really good.
Thank you, too.
Yeah, we are. You know. Yeah. How much do you think being from this area has helped with you becoming the football guy for all of us? You are the authority. Something happens in a game. What happened here? Let's go to fucking Gene Steratore. Gene, what is going on? You are the voice of football for a lot of people. How much do you think growing up in this area is a part of that?
You know what? I think it's a tremendous part of it. I mean, I was a sophomore in high school in 1978, 79, right?
Oh, look at that. Italians might have the same.
And
yes, they do.
Just really what it is? First and foremost, it's this amazing facility, and we're in the hills of Pennsylvania. It's the community. It's blue-collar people that look you in the eye. It's blue-collar football. It's checking in with your fan to put in the dorm window. So it's kind of everything. And, I think that's the foundation for it. And then officiating was in my blood. My late father was a ref for 30-plus years of both major college football and basketball. So all of that combined, and I think you said it right, Pat, it's the love of this whole game and what it means to players, coaches, and just people, right?
Yeah.
It's everything.
Football is the greatest. Obviously, you're an incredible basketball official as well. This has been spectacular as people are filling in for practice to watch. Are you working these practices? What are you doing? Because I know back in the day, refs used to get their reps in at training camp. Then there would be a meeting afterwards. You led one that I watched. All right, guys, this year we got this shit going. What is the messaging from officials to players this year?
Actually, my role today is to come down here to see you and the fellas and to just say what's happening. Welcome home to those that are on the road and really kind of get the feeling that the NFL is definitely here. It's back again another year. A lot of new stuff in the officiating window. There's a few new nuances that I know you guys have gone over a little bit already.
We would like you to talk about.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think the one that affects that I know you could talk to a bunch is the touchback being at the 35. You know, a lot of people think 30 to 35 is not a big difference. That 5 yards is huge. It means a ton if you get 2 first downs or even 1, and then you're even punting, field position, so I think that's a big one. They also condense those formations a little tighter, so space and speed are even more limited a little bit with the kickoff play. And I think what you're going to see now is the talented kickers like you were, Pat, is
Thank you.
They're going to put that thing between the 5 and the 1. So we want to increase the returns. We want that activity to happen. So I think it's a big step for that reason, and I think it ran pretty well last year.
1,600 more plays is what they were pitching last year whenever they made this, but that was when it was a 35-yard touchback. Whenever they softened it and moved it to 30, I thought that was a bad idea. I was literally loud, and you talk about that 5 yards being a vast difference. If you look at the percentages of scoring when you're at the 35 versus when you're at the 30 versus when you're at the 25, vast difference. That's why I think the 35 was the right play all along. Happy they're there. That does look explosive. How about the Hawkeye technology?
It's breaking my heart a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, we can't pull the penalty card out now.
No.
I did want to pitch that. Could we just get an animated, ref come out maybe on a close one, right? And then put it down. But listen, it's going to make the game more efficient. Measurements take almost 2 minutes of downtime, so we want to move through that rather quick, get back to the snaps. So I'm digging it. It's, we're embracing technology. Let's get this done. I do like the chain crew, though, man.
Me
it was
too.
a special bond that we had as refs with that crew, right?
Getting taken out last year.
We got to keep them there. You never
still
know
have
when
the
maybe
sticks, right?
technology doesn't work. So we
You
want
gotta
to
have some
keep the
redundancy.
chain
Yeah, you
crews
gotta have them
there
there, yeah.
in the event that we have a breakdown.
And Western
You know what I mean?
Pennsylvania here, we don't want to be taking jobs from anybody.
No.
We don't need to be taking any chain crew guys.
Especially AI.
Yeah, we don't need to be. Yeah, we don't need these robots taking any jobs out here in Western Pennsylvania. Here is obviously the index card moment. What a moment in the history of the sport. I guess you could say this would never happen again. Just like I did a couple of surprise onside kicks. This will never happen again either. So we'll just go down as the greatest of all time. Now, on that note, AJ has a question for you.
So as the white hat, when you have the mic and you're announcing to the world in the stadium and all the millions watching on TV, you're probably the best to ever do it. Was that something you actually had to work on and practice? Do they teach you when you're coming up, when you're training, do they teach you, hey, if you're the guy, you need to enunciate, you need to put on a good message and be crisp and clear in what we're doing? Is that part of referee school or whatever they do?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And I leaned on the legends that were before me, AJ. I was very fortunate that Jerry Markbright, who was really like the first true, I think Tunney, Markbright, Cashin, they were the first like referees that had to speak on the mic, right? So that really is
a daunting task for some people to think of. Like, hey, here we go, one shot on me. I got to explain this right.
And let's face it, man, that's live television. That's right on your waist. You get one take.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of little nuance
Only
to it.
50 million people watching you deliver a monologue.
Right.
That's bigger than any late night show host.
Yep.
That's bigger than anybody else that has a one shot on national television. And you're speaking for the game. Like, you are representing the game. Right. You stutter, whole league looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
You get it wrong, the game looks broken. Like, for new fans, like, that's a lot of pressure. And some of them do melt in the moment, it feels like. I feel like that should be something that is taken into. We need a little moxie from the White House.
I think the other thing, too, quite honestly, and we all talk, right? I mean, officials all talk. When we retire, we want to give back. We want to continue to pass the message. There's a bridging in the NFL that's different with other sports with the referee announcement. You are that bridge a little bit between the production of the game, the talent.
Yes.
So there's enough information, and quite frankly, I talk a little bit too much every once in a while.
No, I think it's good.
We need
There maybe
more.
was a little too much.
We need
of
more.
that.
Hey.
So I think there was that good balance where officials do become part of the production of that show for that moment, right? So own that space, control it. But try to keep your individual personality involved as well. And it's not an easy subset. You guys know what it's like, right?
Well, what you do is not easy as you're
Because you got to get it right.
And we know, we've seen other people try and not do
What's
very well.
kind of hard is after you kind of missed a 50-50 play and you guys were a lot closer than you feel like you are now to me.
Yeah.
And then you had to kind of click and become one with the living room. You know, that wasn't always easy to do right in that space. But
Yeah, the interactions between players who are pissed at you, and then, excuse me, I got to talk to 50 million people, actually. This guy right here. You saw it. We all saw it. I mean, it's a moment. You need to have confidence. And if you don't have confidence, I think the game isn't taken as serious. Like, I legitimately think that Whitecap speaking to the audience is one of the most important parts of the game. It can ruin the entire league. How do you feel about now? Connor has a question.
Yeah, Madon, it feels like right now the refs, there's a new ref accountability initiative, kind of. And I think it was last year maybe there were 2 refs let go. I think Roger Goodell kind of talked about it a little bit at the NFL draft when he came on, the Grum. But how do you feel about it when it comes to people wanting referees to do a press conference or do something? I know they released the sheet of paper and explain the stuff, but sometimes that kind of gets missed. What do you think about kind of that future?
You know, I mean, the first point of it, I would tell you from the accountability portion of it, it may not be like public consumption, that type of knowledge. The accountability level to the officials in the NFL is of such a high level, and the scrutiny is so detailed for the right reasons that they're held accountable to a place that you really could not imagine unless you lived a week of an NFL ref and watched how that process took place. So it's really there. And like most things refs do, it's not for public consumption. I know the world wants to see officials stand up and take questions from a podium and get through that place. To me, listen, there's a window of what officials do in every sport. That, look, if we called this game by the letter of the law, but what you said, look, in the book it says this, it's a foul. You could have 10 questions in the last 3 minutes of every game, and by the book say that those are fouls, right? I know, but the art of what we did was that 3 to 5% of that gray that understood the second part of it. Yeah, he did get held a little, They also ran the football 9 yards away from them on the other side. Did this have an impact?
I would have got there.
No,
Right?
you wouldn't have, AJ.
AJ might have got there. You always have to take the individual into it as well.
Milkshake right here.
So I think there's a piece of that. You know what I mean?
Debo would have got there. Yeah.
That's knowing the game, though.
That's just the way that I
Hey, Gene, what you're talking about is knowing the game, though.
Well, that's part of this whole process, Patty. And really, the nice part about football, as opposed to my hoop life, in hoops, you see a play, you just have a fraction. You're either going to blow the whistle or pass. Football, you could digest for 2 seconds, right? Like, watch the thing evolve because flags happen and plays finish. In hoops, you blew the whistle and it was over. You needed to, like, step up, right? But
a lot of those.
But, yeah, I think it is part of understanding the game. And, quite frankly, that's the majority of the training that's done with new officials moving to this level. It's a little different.
Don't we just need a pipeline of ex-players just to do full-time, go to a university, go to an academy, work around the college, get a pool, make them full-time? Not saying we need to eliminate all full-time refs, but don't we think ex-players would be great refs? I've always thought that. Do you agree?
I think they would understand the game. I mean, yes. So there's that portion of that. And I think most people that are into officiating in some capacity were part of organized sports to some level. But then there's this whole other piece, Pat, and that's managing these individuals in this environment, understanding when that game needs to kind of pick up a little bit, right? Like, let's keep look, you'll go to training camp. You'll be here today. That horn goes off, and we're playing things within seconds all day. You guys are programmed that way when you were practicing. Officials, a big part of what they do is when that play ends, get that football back in there, get it down and get out of the way and let them get into that rhythm of efficiency. That's how they've been programmed. If we are lax as an officiating group in being not efficient there, things get choppy, right? We have another false stop. You know what I mean? We get down on ourselves a little bit.
And also, if there's a flag, a holding, we don't need 4 straight penalties. You know, unless it's a full giveaway. The feel that you're talking about, it seems like.
Yeah.
Feels like the officiating need feel. I think the only way you get that is from reps, which I think a couple years ago, a lot of those young refs were ass. Yeah. Last year, it wasn't a lot of, hey, these refs sucks conversations by us on Monday. Yeah. I think that's good, right? Don't you think?
Patience.
I don't got it. Hey. I lost the bet because you guys can't call a goddamn penalty.
I remember
they had 2 of them in prime time. Remember, it was the
game winner.
Chiefs Mahomes and got his face ripped off.
Yeah, you guys can't make a call. I lose a bet. I hate the refs. But there's about 100 different moments where the refs make the right call, and we don't give them any credit. Yeah. So I think last year was a good officiating year.
Yes, I agree.
Knock on wood.
D-Bud has a question for you.
You never want to be the conversation. But talking about understanding the game, I know as players and even playing for Belichick, we would kind of go over the referees and what calls they call, what do they stay away from. And he would always say, do business as business is being done. Coming into the game when it's certain, maybe like a Ravens-Steelers game, do you come in and say, hey, we're going to kind of let the players kind of dictate the outcome of this game and kind of stay out of it, fourth quarter, overtimes, fourth downs? I feel like is that a conversation with refs before games, before quarters?
I got to be honest with you. I know how you guys scouted us. I get it. And it was right for that. You knew who was coming in. You knew what percentage of holds we called. You knew where we were because that's who you are. That's why you lived in that space. We did the same thing. Did it every game. First, it was a team-team matchup. Then it was individual matchups. And then it was talking to each official or creating a playlist from previous games to show what this matchup's going to bring to you as an official that's on the line of scrimmage who has a number 2 receiver in the slot plus a left tackle today. Like, this is how your matchup is. It's this rookie left tackle, and it's T.J. Watt on the edge, right? So make sure that rookie left tackle's up on the line of scrimmage. Don't let him creep off. But make sure TJ doesn't have his hands creeping in the neutral zone either. We're going to keep it cleaner. That was my matchup. So, yes, you constantly are building matchups that way in preparation for what's going to happen the next day. Because just like you guys, when you focused in practice and you went to those 10 bullet points that we got to do to win, when they started happening on Sunday, the level of calmness and confidence that we prepared properly for this game, that was taking place in real time, and we were telling each other that on the sideline. The same thing was happening with me and my crew, right? We'd go over that 2 or 3 plays, and now that play happened on Sunday at 2:15. First thing I was doing was pressing my button, letting that crew know. We just talked about that at 3 o'clock yesterday in the pregame. Remember? Elevation of that. And then I think I always went to the alpha, what I felt was the alpha on each side of the ball. Many times it was the quarterback because he dictated the tempo for me as a referee. But I wanted to find the alpha on the defensive side to let him know Play on the edge. That's what made you great. But trust me that if I think you've gone over that edge and it's not good for the game, that if I just can check you back down one click to get back on the edge, then we all live in that space. When that trust occurred between player, referee, then manage the game and let the players do what they do. It's why they played it. And Steeler Ravens, not because I'm from here, toughest regular season matchups, kind of for me. And again, not because I'm here, but I was part of that Monday night game with Hines and Ed Reed. And Rashard Mendenhall fractured his shoulder on the second play. And we went into overtime, and I flipped a coin, and it didn't flip over, and it hit the ground. And I left my ref hat on the bed the day before at my home. And Coach Tomlin actually knew I left my ref hat on the bed. And he wanted to let me know that as we went into overtime. Like I might not have been always there. So, there was just in that space and living in that environment is quite frankly what we all love. It's why you still talk about this the way we do and the passion. Because that's kind of what we were all addicted to, right? Living in that high altitude of space and being so aware of everything around you that only that space maybe can put you in is kind of what I know that's why I did what I did.
All right, Gino, last question here from fellow Paisan AP Tone.
Yeah, Gene, real easy.
They saved the best for last, Big Z.
Whoa.
Come on, now, wait a minute. No. Come on, I got to go there.
I had a pinky ring for a while.
Listen, the sauce is thicker than the blood. Today, I know Coach Tomlin is bringing.
Gravy.
I know Tomlin is bringing rests out here today. What position group, when you're out here in training camp, talks to you guys the most?
Punter?
You mean like out on the field? What position?
Not
coach?
during a game. No. Like the position, like a player position today. Like is it DB?
DBs
Who's
talk
asking
a lot,
you the most
man.
questions?
The DBs start talking before it even starts, right? They're talking while they're stretching. So the DBs. Coach here. Stay away from Danny Smith. He's my main man. I called a penalty my rookie year real quick in Washington when they were called a different name. I announced on a punt that the hold was on 44 against Washington, right? I was a rookie referee second game. Danny Smith starts running down the sideline screaming, "Who's the foul on rookie?" Because they know. I said, "I told you it's 44. He goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You know who 44 is here?" I'm like, "Who held?" He said, "No, look at the Ring of Honor. It's John Riggins. You just called a penalty on John Riggins." Because I had the number wrong, But Danny, one of the best. And those interactions are what you miss.
Yeah, well, we all miss you on the field. We're thankful you're on TV for yet another year. Thank you for the gift from the DP here.
The DP here.
And thank you for always being so kind to us. You're the man. You're a legend. You're actual GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen,
appreciate you all, man.
Steratore.
Thanks, fellas.
Gino, boy, Gino.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Gino.
All right, appreciate it.
Good luck this year.
Bye, Zon.
Great to see you.
All right, Matt.
That invite.
I got you. Hey, it's a good-looking house.
You guys playing bocce?
It's a good-looking house.
Hey, a lot of love you,
Bocce
Gene
invite?
texts coming from people around Pittsburgh. Gino's a living legend. Now, speaking of living legend, there's a man who is creating his own path for an organization that is riddled with tradition and history. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who is simply known as the con artist, the general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Omar Khan.
What's up, man? What's up? How you doing, Omar?
How you doing? Good to see you.
How you doing?
Appreciate you, man.
How you doing?
Hell yeah! You got that handheld right next to you there. Mr. Khan, great. Congrats on a hell of an offseason and training camp starting, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so...
Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the hospitality. Thank you for everything. Okay.
How about these fans, man? They're the best, man.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
The best there is.
It's been amazing. I was here as a child. I think Tone was here as a kid and as a high schooler. It's basically the pilgrimage that every Yinzer feels like they have to make. Since 1966, the place has been here. Since the beginning of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Steelers have operated in one particular way. And I know you've heard a lot of this, I assume, because we've chatted about it a lot, and a lot of Steelers fans have. Completely different offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Was that the mindset going into the offseason? Was it like, hey, we're going to bring in a top top-tier free agent in DK Metcalf and pay him $30 million. We're going to make a trade for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. We're going to bring in 4-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers. Darius Slay is going to come in. You were hunting stars and paying guys. Very abnormal for you. Mindset going into the offseason, or how did we kind of get here, you think?
Yeah, I think going into the offseason, we reflected on how things ended last year, and that wasn't good enough. And some things had to be different. And, every one of those things was a case-by-case situation.
They love you, buddy. They absolutely love you. But all those
they were all case by case. We just got to be better, And I don't necessarily want to say we tried something new, but because every one of those situations was unique. But we just got to be better. The way last year ended up left a bad taste in our mouth, and that's unacceptable. So.
Okay, and the Yinzers fans are all behind you. These moves that you've made, I haven't even heard any old miserable Yinzers say that they hate that you're spending money in the way that you're spending and everything like that. Yeah. Get the TJ Watt deal done as well. I mean,
love TJ, man.
So much stuff. Was that always going to happen? Because the way the insiders talked about it, whenever they would come on our show, they're like, TJ and the Steelers are going to get a deal done. We all know that. And then he holds out of the mandatory minicamp. In your eyes, always going to get done? It was just a matter of when?
It was, we felt confident. It was always a goal of ours. TJ's one of those guys. I mean, how awesome is TJ, man? Awesome. He's just awesome, man. Awesome on the field, off the field, and he's one of those guys that, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And you know what? The reality is he should be a one-helmet Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. And to have him to get the deal done, and hopefully that's not the last deal we do with him. We think he's got a lot of football left, but that was important to us, and I'm glad we got it done, especially before camp.
Was there anxiety, though? Had to be.
It's these things that always take a little longer than you hope. I was always confident we'd get it done. It's just a process, but we got it done. That's all that matters. He's a Steeler.
So. He was happy too. We saw him earlier, and myself, Cam, D-Butt, and AJ, and the boys all talked about how much money he has now. So just know that we let him know that he got a great deal, but he's earned it obviously through it all.
He's well deserved.
Last question from me before the boys have some. Yeah. So the rumors now out on the internet are that you guys are maybe one of the favorites for Terry McLaurin. Not going to ask you about that because that would be a stupid thing for you to answer on our show. But the fact that your team is being mentioned to be a part of the teams that could get him means that people have looked at your salary cap and think that you could get Terry McLaurin to become a Pittsburgh Steeler. Now, whether or not he is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler or any other team, how have you been able to navigate the salary cap gymnastics to pay everybody and still have room if you were to sign another big-time player? And you have 12 picks in next year's draft that is being held in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah. They call you the con artist, and the business that you've been able to do here is absolutely, Jesus, pine cone. Thank you for the pine cone. We'll smoke this later. The entire thought of how have you been able to navigate it, and what are you focusing on when you're getting these deals done? $30 million to DK, $41 million to TJ. Jalen Ramsey's here on Monday. Patrick Queen just got paid, let alone Cam and everybody else that you have that's worth money. What are you focusing on while you're doing this? And do you think you're not getting enough credit for the salary cap gymnastics that you're doing that others have done in the past?
Yeah, well, with respect to the credit, until we win a Super Bowl, I don't really deserve any credit. But the reality is, we our goal is to win a Super Bowl this year, and every move we make is reflective of that. And we understand we can't sacrifice the future, but we won a Super Bowl this year, and the moves that we made and how we structured these contracts, it's with that goal in mind.
Are you done?
I mean, you never say you're done, but I really like the group that we have here, and we've done a lot this offseason, and we'll see if there's ever an opportunity to improve the team. We'll think about it and talk about it, but we feel good about the team, Pat.
Yeah, but your phone works here. You're saying phone does work here, though.
Always. It works in Latrobe.
AJ has a question for you.
What's it like when you first introduce the idea of, say, like, all that you go out, you sign these big time players, say DK Metcalf. Yeah. When you first float that idea to Coach Tomlin, how does that initially, come about, and then like the process of that? I would imagine he's a pretty fun guy to go through a process like that, trying to go after these big time stars.
You talk about Coach T in the process.
T, yeah.
Oh, he's awesome. Him and I work great together, and I don't remember if we heard about it or we inquired how exactly it came about, but we like every big decision, Coach and I will get together with our owner, Art Rooney, and we'll talk about it, see if it makes sense. And that was one of those where, it worked out. And, we watched DK in action, and, to have the opportunity to have an impact player like that, it just made perfect sense for us.
Whenever Mike Tomlin is recruiting Aaron Rodgers via text, Are you telling them, hey, let's slip in there like, hey, we want to build a team too with the deals? Or was money something that was kind of figured out early in the entire process of potentially getting Aaron Rodgers?
With respect to, I don't really want to get into the contract too much, Pat, but one thing I will say with Aaron is we had great communication, contrary to what was reported out there, and I don't know everything, but he communicated great with us, and we communicated great with him, and we were very upfront as to what our goals were, and, he was upfront about his, and, it just worked out. I'm glad he did. He's been awesome. Just getting to know him has been great.
$11 million in starting quarterback contracts the last 2 years. No big deal. That's con artist football, baby. Tone Diggs has a question for you.
Can you kind of walk us through the Jalen and then the Jonnu and then Minkah going to Miami? Because that came out of nowhere. There was Jonnu rumors a couple months before that, and people just and then they went away, and then out of nowhere it was, hey, Jalen, and then Minkah's going there too, and Jonnu's coming. It was weird how it all came out. How did that all come together?
Sure. There was word out there about Jonnu being available. This was before the draft, and we inquired about it, and the conversation just sort of continued, and it was a few weeks process and a couple months, I guess, and it just kind of came together, and we just felt it made sense for us. The opportunity to get 2 Pro Bowl players, 2 impact, one on offense, one on defense, and it just made sense for us.
So much money spent this offseason, a lot more than you probably could have predicted at one particular position. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Con Artist, you kind of got to the key early with the DK Metcalf deal. It seemed after that, some of those other wide receiver deals exploded. With the TJ Watt one, it was kind of the opposite. Miles, Max. I think there was a couple other pass rushers. There you go, Daniil. And now, of course, coming on the other end, here's Micah. Probably not Trey Hendrickson. Yeah. What did you think when you see those numbers, when you see those massive deals?
$40 million.
How much does that change everything for you? Was there any point where you're close to getting a deal done with TJ, and then boom, Miles or Max Crosby signs for $100 million guaranteed, and then your deal changes? Was that going on when all those other contracts were happening?
Without going into specifics of the negotiation, I'll just say it's it's obviously part of it because the players, it's important to the players, but we also have to be careful and understand the structure of our roster and the contracts and what's coming forward and all that. So you take all that into account, but with TJ, I'm just so glad we got it done. It meant a lot to him, it meant a lot to us, and like I said, he deserves to be a one-helmet Hall of Famer, and he represents us so well. And do you guys have him on?
Oh, yeah. He's awesome.
He's about as good as they get, is he not? He just,
Let's talk, though, about that question.
All right.
You see that Haslam has given out another gigantic deal at a position that you have to work. That certainly changes everything for you, right? Does it not? Whenever the market changes that big? I mean, it went from, 32 to 40?
To 40, yeah.
There was usually things climb, especially at that position. But it goes all the way up to 40 all of a sudden. And now you got Yinzers and Steelers fans. They all know immediately.
That's TJ's
number. Okay, it's TJ now. How is this going to work? You get a deal done. But that does change it, right? Whenever the market changes?
I'd be lying if I told you and didn't come into account and part of the conversation. it's natural. But that's how this goes, and like I said, at the end of the day, the goal was to get TJ done, and we got him.
You getting a text from somebody? Go ahead and check it. Go ahead and look. What happened? Haslam. What position?
The one.
How big? Biggest of all time. All time.
Any position.
Anyway, you need to do it. So it's a beautiful thing. D-Butt has the last question for you.
I know every GM is kind of different in their principles. Some people are just numbers guys. But how much do you think about when you sign a free agent or when you trade for somebody, how they're going to impact the guys already in that meeting room? Like signing to Jalen Ramsey and bringing Darius Slay over with JPJ and they're developing. Muth, you bringing in Jonnu Smith. How much do you think about factor that in?
Oh, it's a big part of it. We don't just throw a dart and hope to sign a guy. It's all a process to make sure they fit in. They're Steelers, right?
Yep.
I mean, you grew up here, Tone. You know what what it's like to be a Steeler.
Yep.
Like it would take us 2 days to go over all the characteristics and how special and unique that is. But every one of those is a case by case, and we evaluate to make sure they're not gonna that it makes sense for us. And those guys all have. We're excited to have. I don't know if you guys got to know a lot of those guys or had them on. I don't know who you guys had on, but we had a great locker room of guys right now, and I'm excited. Like this, I'm excited about this season, and excited for the first padded practice today. You remember those days, right?
Oh, yeah.
How awesome is that first day of padded practice, right?
Coaches are so
it's
jacked
as exciting
up too,
for all of us as it is for them.
Everyone wants to see people get knocked out cold.
Well,
That's
also, then you guys want to see who you drafted, see if they're the real deal. And we've obviously seen it in shorts. It's a big day. Is it your birthday?
No. I don't know where that, but I'm happy to take the happy birthday wishes. It's not mine.
I was about to have everybody sing you. I'm happy we checked.
No, not me.
Happy birthday, Omar. We missed a few. We missed a few. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks, guys.
Very busy. You're the man. Thank you for the hospitality.
Come back and visit next year for sure. Love to have you guys.
Hey, I have a question.
Let's hear it.
Aaron Rodgers on Tuesdays. How did the Pittsburgh Steelers organization feel about that particular?
You know what? We have a PR director, Bert. I'll let you discuss that.
We got our answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Omar Khan. Have a great day, man. Thank you. Thank you, dude.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good luck this year, man.
As we wrap up here on ESPN, we'll continue digitally on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and TikTok Live. What a day it's been here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Big shout out to the fans that have hung out with us here on either side. This side over here has been in a pretty good spot. They got this big-ass pine tree that's kind of giving them some shade. I appreciate you guys for hanging out.
DoorDash bag.
He just put a sandwich in his pocket.
Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. There's a chance that the Pittsburgh Steelers actually do go to the Super Bowl this year. The AFC is absolutely stacked and loaded. The reigning AFC champions are the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, yeah, don't forget Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Oh, yeah, don't forget Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Joey Burrow, Trey Hendrickson and the Cincinnati Bengals. Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. It is a murderer's row in the AFC. And the Pittsburgh Steelers and their fans do not give a damn about any of them. All they want to see is 7 come back to this city.
That's right.
The 7th title coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers is what's on everybody's mind here. And it's been an honor to experience it. From all of us here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, to you watching wherever the hell you may be. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. You're the greatest people on earth. Here we go. Steelers, here we go. Pittsburgh. Nailed it. All right, we're off. All right, sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now digital, and I've never thought that I'd get an opportunity to do this, but our dad is here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Pittsburgh Dad, please.
Guys.
Yeah, so is it Latrobe or Latrobe, Dad?
You know what? That's a judgment call on your part. What did Mr. Rodgers say?
I don't remember. I was trying to think about it, honestly, because my dad says Latrobe. Diggs' dad says Latrobe.
Marty Palmer says Latrobe.
Yeah. So what do you think? You're kind of the...
I would say Latrobe. It sounds more like Yinzerific that way.
Yeah, Latrobe. Speaking of Yinzerific, how often do you come up to training camp? Is it every day, every snap?
Single day. I quit my job in the summer. I come up here and I sit with Steeler Nation, getting the team ready to get number 7.
How do you feel about this year's team, Dad?
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Pat. I don't want to get too overreactive, but I'm going to go ahead and say 17-0.
Oh, really?
Super Bowl. We got Aaron Rodgers now, AJ Hawk. Right. We got Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so expectations very high for Pittsburgh, Dad. Is that normal for you or no?
No, you know, sometimes it's normal, absolutely normal.
Yeah, we're going to win all the time?
All the time, every time.
But what if there's a little hint of negativity that happens? What happens?
Who said that?
Well, I'm
Was
just
there
saying.
some kind of Browns fan in the audience there?
I don't think there's any Browns fans out here, Dad.
There's a Bengals fan.
Oh, get them the hell out of here.
Yeah, so,
I don't need that negativity up here. We have to start the whole camp over.
No. Actually, not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh Dad. I think that'd be fun. I have a Pittsburgh dad. Everybody has a Pittsburgh dad. Yeah. You are very similar to them. And we know that if Aaron Rodgers throws a pick to Patrick Queen on one of the first days of practice, there might be a little bit of, just like we fucking said, this guy's old and out of touch. Is that how you are?
I heard that he threw an interception on the first play. I was the first to go and emailing Omar Khan and tell him to get him out of here, but then I calmed down, and I think he's still going to do a good job.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, but because he owes us a Super Bowl. I ain't forgot about Super Bowl 45. I ain't forgot about how the Packers greased up the ball with Wisconsin cheddar, so Mendenhall fumbled it. Yep. I ain't forgot about that.
I forgot about that, Dad. I didn't know that happened. Tone has a question for you, Dad.
Yeah, Dad, obviously there's been some favorites over the years. Chris Fumata Malafalu.
That's not his name. Chris Fuamatu Mafala.
Exactly.
Mafa?
Yes.
Fuamatu Mafala.
You put too many syllables in that.
Kimo von Oelhoffen. There's been others. Dan Kreider.
Big favorite at
Dan Kreider. Is there a Pittsburgh favorite on this roster yet that you've discovered as like in that ilk of those type of guys?
You know who I really like to watch, and he's getting his chances year in and year out here the last couple of years? I like Nick Herbig.
Yeah.
Every time he gets his chance, he makes a splash.
That's a good call.
I'm telling you right now, he's going to get more and more chances, and he's going to make his year this year.
I love him. I saw him at the Jelly Roll concert.
Yep.
He's electric. He's an electrifying human being and great actor. Schedule release. Remember, he was a part of that video.
That's right.
AJ Hawk has no idea what's going on here, I don't think.
No, I do. Aaron's been a big fan of yours for years.
Aaron loves you, Pittsburgh Dad.
He loved you for a long time. But he did tell me, you obviously played ball in high school, most likely college. Did you get a scholarship? Were you a quarterback? You have the physical build of a guy that played in the maybe the NFL.
It's under wraps, all that kind of stuff. I don't like to discuss the old days because, as soon as you start putting your name out there, that's when someone gets on the dark web and steals all your Giant Eagle fuel perks. Okay. You gotta watch it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. I got my Giant Eagle water right here.
That's all you need. You don't need any of that fancy stuff. Get the stuff in Giant Eagle.
I got my Turner's tea.
Yeah. A lot of them today. You got your Iron City.
So the guy chugged an Iron City out here earlier. I don't have it.
You're allowed to have beer out there. You keep it low. No one can see that.
Bring back the sun.
Are you a Permanis guy or a Rudy Subs guy?
I'm a Permanis guy all the way. Put the fries and slaw on everything. I put the fries and slaw on my baby when he was baptized.
D-Bud has a question for you.
I'm a Rudy Subs guy, but we got this phenomenal gift from Mean Joe Green. What's your first memory of coming to Pittsburgh Steelers training camp?
First memory coming to Pittsburgh Steelers training camp that season. That's year 1994. That's whenever Neil O'Donnell was at the helm.
That piece of shit.
We had a lot of hope for that guy.
That guy cannon.
We had a lot of hope for
Neil
that guy.
O'Donnell went to a Super Bowl.
He threw the Super Bowl.
He went to a Super Bowl.
Right to Larry Brown. He went right to Larry Brown on them passes. 2 easy interceptions, and that's the first guy I seen when I come up here. Didn't sign my football card. You know who did? Cordell Stewart.
Bingo.
Slash.
You like Slash? Ahead of his time.
Slash way ahead of his time. He's the Lamar Jackson, and if there's a fountain of youth, that's the first person I'm giving it to.
I think there is actually science has found it. AJ's been on it throughout his entirety, which is why they might have won the Super Bowl. Ty has a question for you, Dad.
Yeah, Dad, I've seen a lot of rumors out there. I don't know if this is true, but when all that stuff was going on with TJ and he wasn't here and he hadn't signed yet, didn't you publicly say hey TJ, it's time for you to pack your shit up and get out of town?
I think you're looking at the wrong account. You're looking at some Bengals guy account for Trey Hendrickson. That's not how we do it in Pittsburgh. And if that is how we do it, that was done in private down in my cellar over a couple irons. That was never put out there on the internet for anybody to see.
Why are you judging? Why are you making up lies about this?
I saw it.
Why are you lying about this guy?
Hey, listen, AI these days, you can never trust anybody.
Agreed. Watch that AI. I'll tell you what. You got too much New York. We're out of the darkness retreat. We're in the light of Pittsburgh now.
Bingo.
You an ayahuasca guy, Dad? I don't know if Pittsburgh Dad's big ayahuasca guys.
Yeah, I heard about that. Is that some kind of tea?
Yeah.
That's a stronger tea?
Yeah, it's like a Turner's tea, but also like poop.
Is that a new flavor of Turner's tea?
I think they do have the Turner's
I'll try one of those and watch a game, see how that goes.
Lemon flavored ayahuasca, I think.
I'll tell you what, you think I'll get mad watching the game on that?
No, I don't think you'll know much.
Okay.
I don't think you're watching any games.
I'll try one of them. I'm always down for new tea or beer.
You going to Kennywood after this?
I already done the Kennywood trip. I'll tell you what, we went down there. We rode the Steel Curtain.
Okay.
We sat down and prayed at Steel Curtain because that's where the log jammer used to be, and now it's not there. Rest in peace. We all missed the log jammer, but we made ready for a Steelers ride. We still haven't gotten a playoff win since that ride's been there, so I don't know if we're going to have a petition to get that ride removed.
Starting to think about it.
We'll see.
Did you see Cedar Point had that one get stuck up there?
I don't see nothing about Cedar Point because that's over in Ohio. And that whole state needs to be abolished. I want it away from me. I need to get away from me. It's too close. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That line of demarcation is too close to Pittsburgh.
Well, actually, Wheeling, I think, kind of splits it. West Virginia,
Well, I'll let West Virginia slide. That's okay down there.
Yeah, you like West Virginia?
I like West Virginia.
Yeah, you don't mind West Virginia.
I like it down there.
How about the Mountaineers maybe back?
I don't mind the Mountaineers either, because I think there's a good portion of Pitt fans and Mountaineers fans who really love Steeler Nation.
All of them, yeah. West Virginia, I think there's a lot of Mountaineers that love it. Last question here from Boston Connor, Dad.
Yeah, Dad, of course it's football season. We're all football, but 20 years today, the Pittsburgh Penguins drafted Sidney Crosby.
Yes.
And it does seem as though the Penguins might never win again. Do you think they should trade Sidney Crosby? Because,
you're from Boston. This is a Boston talk over here. Get the hell out of here. Trade Sidney Crosby and that. You know what? Just because you lost Tom Brady, he couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. I mean, our stars are ready to leave. They want to stay here. They want to be buried here. They want to enjoy it here.
Yeah, buried in 9 and 8 graves.
No. Hockey's 82 games. Go ahead, Tom.
Did I see Gene Steratore come up at down here?
Yeah, the ref was here.
Oh, my gosh. And I saw him handing out gifts. He was giving you a gift.
Mean Joe Green.
Oh, that's amazing. And since he's handing out gifts, let's get him back up here as an official of the NFL to decree now that Jesse James caught that ball.
Okay,
End of story.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh Dad. Appreciate you, Pittsburgh.
A regular season game.
Sell a team, Bob. Sell a team.
All right, Pittsburgh Dad. Thank you, Pittsburgh Dad. You're the man. What a living legend. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. Look at this. Look at this fucking guy.
We were going to be the 1 seed.
How's a regular season game have that much real estate for Pittsburgh?
Because they got screwed, brother.
We're going to be the 1 seed. That was 17. That was going to Super Bowl year.
Won 6 titles. They will never forget getting screwed by the refs. That's Pittsburgh.
That was the killer beast. That was the one that was going to do it.
Last year, yeah.
Pittsburgh Dad. Okay, I think at the beginning of Pittsburgh Dad's run, everybody in Pittsburgh, myself included, wanted to hate Pittsburgh Dad. Like, this is bullshit. This is terrible.
Not my dad.
Then you just keep going. He's like, this guy actually is kind of like my dad.
Yeah.
And then everybody in Pittsburgh's like, hey, Pittsburgh Dad is like all of our dads.
Close my eyes and hurt Tim.
Yeah, it's like a perfect thing. He is, and he hasn't tried to go national.
No.
He has not like tried to become.
Nice.
He is very content being a Pittsburgh guy. I think he also has a job. We love Pittsburgh Dad. Hey, Dad. Yeah. Hey, good work, Dad. Good work, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Congrats. He has a full career.
Bruce Tomlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is actually D-Bone's dad. The guy who is the Pittsburgh Steelers correspondent for the Pat McAfee Show.
Ichi Bonds, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, living legend, Mark Caboli.
Yeah!
Watch those stairs.
Hey, what's in your fucking pockets, Caboli?
Drop his glasses. Ty, help him out.
He's got present. Oh yeah.
Rudy Sub.
That Rudy Sub.
That's a Rudy Sub.
Put it in my pocket, save for later.
Thank you, Caboles.
Thank you, Caboles.
Oh, thank you very much.
Fucking baloney!
Yeah, to the people. Rudy Subs for the people for Mark Caboli. Rudy Subs for the
Put the kid in his hand. I got to check and see what it is.
Santa Claus Caboli.
Sandwiches, Jackie, for all these people.
Rudy, somebody got in there. You need one.
You get a sub.
How many's he got there?
And obviously, Caboli's got his pocket sub.
Yeah. Who wants that go?
Some young lady.
That was.
Yeah, make sure you eat that one.
That was Nature's Mike. Oh, we had another one. He was strapped.
Probably got a third in there somewhere.
He was double strapped.
You know, it's his hog.
Shout out to CFO Phil. Grabbing those. Shout out to Rudy Subs. Appreciate you guys. Hey, Rudy Subs and Pizza, 286. How can I help you? I'd like a whole Italian hot lettuce, onion, mayo. Sorry, we're out. You're going to have to go down the street. That's what got me fired from Rudy Subs. But I still eat there. There's a microphone next to you. I don't know what you were planning on doing, sitting there without one. The Caboli, your microphone's off. Caboli.
Boom.
This
Try that one, buddy.
What's up?
Yeah,
There it is.
You come bearing sandwiches and obviously great vibes. You look good. I see the haircut. You look like
Fresh
you're
cut.
fighting shape here. How has training camp been thus far? I saw your tweet about this being the hottest by far.
As you can tell, it's kind of warm out there. If you guys get to go down there later, you will find out.
We are.
We're going down there.
Let me tell you something. All the water just lays there from the rain the past couple of days, and you can see the heat just coming up on your legs.
Oh, yeah.
And I did the old man thing the other day. I went to the tent in front of the fan.
Really?
Couldn't take it anymore.
You just parked it, started eating the fan. Did you have the mister behind the fan?
No, I don't even think I was permitted in there, but I just snuck in.
Had to do it.
Kabola, you own the place. You do what you got to do. Both Achilles are intact this year, which is incredible.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the team. Seemingly everybody healthy, knock on wood. Training camp football happens. What have you seen from this team? Is it going to live up to the hype from what you've seen thus far?
Yeah, I mean, everything seems to be going as planned right now. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has made, I think, a huge difference already, just the overall morale of the team.
Confidence level, you mean?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Just his smooth attitude and his not getting excited over, silly stuff. I think he brings the calm to the entire offense and the defense. There's not one person I've heard say something negative about the guy.
Yeah.
Not one.
You haven't looked over here.
You got to listen to media.
Where you been?
Kaboli?
Well, within the organization and the fans.
Sure.
Well, I don't think you've heard that in a lot of places about him legitimately because of how he shows up. He's definitely different. You know what's not different? This Rudy Subs hits like a
What'd
motherfucker.
you get? What is it?
Pot.
Nice.
There isn't lettuce, onion, mayo on it because I think the travel,
Yeah, that's
you don't
tough.
want the lettuce to get kind of
Decent drive
chopped
up
up. If you come to the Pittsburgh area, obviously grab some permanis. Okay, you got to do permanis. Do the permanis. It is our thing. Obviously, putting the fries and slaw on the sandwich. The steel workers didn't have a lot of time to eat their lunch, so
Fries
we put
and
the
grass.
shit into one sandwich, and then we keep it moving. Then you go to Rudy's Subs, and you get yourself an Italian. Best sandwich in the world. Best sub in the world. And thank you for bringing
And
me.
you got the pocket version, so you're special.
No, mine was in a bag. I went on. Yeah, somebody out there got the pocket one.
somebody got the pocket one.
AJ has a question for you,
Yeah,
Kabols.
Kabuli, I love reading everything that you write, and I think of you sometimes like you put these tweets out that look like they're 16 pages long, or these stories that you write. And I think of you as a writer, like what's your process like? Because when you're speaking, like your words per minute isn't off the charts speaking super fast. So when you're
You're saying I can't talk very well.
No, we're
like
saying-
me, like I'm a monotone, slow. Like so, when you're typing, though, how long does it take for say one of your tweets? It feels like it could take a couple minutes.
You're doing a great job.
It
too.
all depends.
You're killing it.
If you have a good idea.
But are you a home road guy? Or are you picking and pecking through your keyboard?
I struggle with the tweet on the phones because the fat finger, small keys type of thing.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with
so, and if you try to voice tweet it, it comes out. Who knows what it comes out?
Especially with
But
your
actually
accent.
writing, I mean, I've been doing this for 23, 24 years now. You pretty much know what you want to write as you go into it, and you get things. Like today, I was talking to the wide receiver coach, Zach Azzani. You pick up different things. You see what's important. A lot of people are interested in wide receiver 2. So you talk to Roman Wilson, but it doesn't.
What are you looking for today when you watch practice?
Oh, it's absolutely pad day.
Yeah. So
I mean,
they're going. How everybody reacts.
They're going straight from individuals to 7 shots to
backs on backers.
back on backers to probably team run.
Oh.
Boom, boom, boom. And you back on backers. I suggest, AJ, if you have a
Get in
chance
there,
to get down.
AJ's never done it before, actually, Kaboli. D-Bud has a question for you.
You just talked about wide receiver 2. Are there any other position battles you're looking at closely during this camp?
Whew. I don't
Punter, there's a battle.
No.
Just saw a massive ball.
Danny Smith told us there's a battle.
Danny Smith is actually, nothing against Presley Harvin. He had a great season last year.
That's not who it is.
There's a massive
That's Corliss
ball.
Waitman.
What did I say?
Presley Harvin.
You know what? He tweeted something of mine the other day. That's why I messed that up. See?
Those are both black punters, too.
I can see how you can.
Yeah.
Cam Johnston is a difference maker. Cam Johnston can punt the living crap out of the ball. I think he's a difference maker. I think Danny just wants to create competition right here with Corliss.
Any other
Waitman.
positions?
You're looking at a lot of backups. You're looking who are they going to go running back, right? Is it going to be Jalen Warren? Is there going to be Caleb Johnson? Is it going to be a mix of the two? I'm not quite sure yet of that. But they're pretty much set, Pat. I mean, you look at that defense, and there's not much in the way of battles. Maybe free safety, but I don't even know how much you're going to use free safety. I mean, they got 3 shutdown corners.
Massive balls getting
I think that's Jugs, brother. Jugs, brother. Nobody's playing. Yeah, Jugs. I was about to say, I didn't hear the.
They're perfect. Yeah,
they're turning over every single
I've
one.
seen a couple end over head, and I'm seeing just massive balls.
Yeah, I think we got Jugs. I think the punters are off today. You talked about not a lot of battles. It's all kind of sorted at the top. You'll figure it out. I know there's been a lot of battle amongst wrestling fans, about something that has happened. Connor has a question for you, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, obviously it's still real to me, damn it. And the WWE Unreal show on Netflix now is kind of removing that curtain. Kayfabe seems to be dead, so in my mind, I'm going to have to reevaluate myself when I think of myself as a WWE wrestler, Mark.
Sure.
I know, I'm bummed out about it. I will always acknowledge, but when it comes to Odie Odes and some of the other guys, I mean, look, I'm not here for it. I don't want to hear about Kevin Owens and Cody setting up this fucking match, brother. So what the hell's going on?
I don't know.
That's WWE ruining my business.
Did you watch it yet?
Yeah, man, I watched it. And then I turned it off because it felt like I was watching two people have sex.
What?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. So you had to cover your eyes like this. Like, no, Mr. H, I don't want to know this.
I just don't think they revealed as much as they could have revealed. Sure. I think it made me.
Excuse me?
You wanted more?
No, I've only got through 2 episodes so far, and it seemed like me wanting to come back for more. Just wanted to see what
It's a great show.
It is.
I will say it is a phenomenal show. Like, I think a lot of people that aren't wrestling fans or might just say, like, oh, that's wrestling, might learn, like, hey, there's a lot of psychology going on right now and a lot of business and a lot of big brains going on. But it is tough. It is tough. Like, I think about Michael Cole's the GOAT at it. But I think about commentating like the day after one of those episodes is released. And it's like, these two guys hate each other. I know you saw him yesterday on Netflix. I think 20 million people saw it. It's one of the biggest shows that Netflix has ever had. But like, it's an interesting dynamic. We're in a very new world now with the WWE, with this Unreal, I think, personally.
I mean, even stuff like you saw Triple H even talking to Michael Cole during the Cena turn. He's like, you didn't even know, did you? He goes, no, I didn't know. And I think that's interesting. I don't think they've pulled the curtain back as much as they could have. I think they've done a nice, happy medium.
I feel like there are some people, and Tide made this point the other day, like, it's a mature show, so they're saying everything. They're not bleeping everything, so those younger kids aren't going to get it. But I don't know. Just personally, this is just how I feel. It's almost like it's cooler to see it in an AEW doc, or not AEW, excuse me, A&E doc down the road where Stone Cold, you mentioned this, Stone Cold and The Rock, like them talking about when, they're in the ring and Stone Cold and The Rock have the moment of like, I love you. And then now it doesn't matter. Now we're just going to know.
I think kayfabe has been dead since the internet, right?
Oh, fuck you!
To a degree.
That's what
they're telling you to take it off.
Take your shirt off.
No, not the hat. They're saying.
Suicide dive.
You must be joking.
No, they're being serious. They're talking to you. They're serious. Caboles, I want to let you know, I think you're doing great work on X, buddy.
I appreciate it.
You keep us all very much updated. How have you enjoyed it? Have you enjoyed being on X?
Absolutely great. I mean, I can do what I need to do. I can write what I want to write and not be constricted by the newspaper rules. It's great.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job. We're appreciative of everything you're doing.
Tag team.
Yeah, you and D-Bone work great.
Oh, D-Bone's great.
He's your dad. He's your kid. He's your kid. He knows that as well. All right, we're going to wrap up from here as practice has begun down here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to head down there. Remember to follow Cabole. He deserves a follow.
Yes, he does.
He tells us too much about his personal life.
Yeah.
How's it all been? Everything been good?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's been pretty good.
There it is.
Other than the fact that a wipe company reached out to me and offered me free wipes today. It was kind of interesting.
You should do that. You want that, right?
I don't know. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
You want some cash?
No, it's good. You want money, deal?
They were going to send me like a case of wipes, I guess.
Yeah,
that's good.
Which is fine. Wiping your ass
Which
weird.
is fine.
Not wiping your ass is weird, man.
No, but somebody reaching you out that you don't know who it is and said...
Well, what you just said there, reaching you.
An individual or was it a company?
That was a company. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, so I'm not going to say it.
If it's Cottonelle, you do it now.
No, it wasn't
Cottonelle. Right now.
Is it dude wipes?
It was dude wipes.
Yeah, you should take the dude wipes for sure.
One per flush.
Yeah, I just posted a picture of like the hillside, and they're like, I think you need dude wipes. I'm like, yeah, I probably do, but...
Yeah, one per flush.
Yeah, sometimes throw it in the trash.
Yeah, if I'm you, I'm throwing them in the trash just because.
Well, I'm not talking about after you do your business. I'm talking about to dry it up a little.
Yeah, you dry it out, let it get all hard and crusty, and then you throw it out.
All right, you be down there. You'll see what the swamp ass is all about.
Come on, I already got the swamp ass, but I ain't wiping my ass and throwing it into the trash can. What are you talking about?
Didn't you know a guy who used to do that?
Yeah, West Virginia. Yeah, we had a guy. There was a guy who came from, I think he was in New York somewhere, and they're talking to you, Cabol.
Can I flip him off?
No, they're users. You should not flip them off. These are good people.
Should I flip them off?
He did that. He wiped his ass and he threw the toilet paper into the trash because he didn't want to clog the toilet or whatever.
Yeah.
So the entire place smelled like shit.
Right. Goddamn animals.
I walked in and I was like, what, why does it smell so bad in here? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I literally sniff it out. And I go into the bathroom and I'm like, is that ass toilet paper in the trash? Like, yeah, we don't want to crack the pipes or whatever. I'm like, you flush that fucking toilet paper. I didn't know I needed to tell you the same thing. You need to be flushing your toilet paper. Now, if it's one per flush, no, it does not depend where you're at.
Well, if I'm in a public place, it's going wherever. If I'm at home, maybe that's
You
different.
are wherever animal.
What? In a toilet.
Don't act like you've never done this.
No. We wipe our ass and we flush it. That is what we do.
Not all the time.
The only time I don't see it go away.
What are you talking about?
Wait. Come on, AJ, back me up.
This guy was raised by the country bears on the bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the show. We're going to go watch practice. Caboli, that's unbelievable. You need to know that. That is unbelievable that you do that.
Just wear a diaper.
You need to be putting your toilet paper and your dude wipes into a fucking toilet after you wipe your ass. Okay?
Shove them at the bottom of the garbage can. They won't know.
From Caboli for us, for all these people. Practice about to start. We're going to head down there. Thank you to Bert Lawton and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank you to the production crew that set all this up here on the side of a hill. We appreciate your incredible work. We appreciate the Yinzers and the people that traveled to hang out with us. Tomorrow we'll be live from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, right next to a highway, chit-chatting with the entire class of this year for the Pro Football Hall of Fame and other legends. You all are the greatest people on earth. Thank you for allowing us to do this for a living. Our swamp ass and our toilet paper that we're flushing down the toilet.
I don't even want to look at this guy.
That should be death by fire as far as.
Yeah, you're all
This is a
lying.
fireable offense.
Oh yeah, you can light him on fire too. Yeah.
I think we should make him go walk in the highway and get hit by a semi. If you're actually doing that,
Just
on a
don't look in
regular
that.
basis.
Don't look in that trash can right over there.
That's what
Then.
I'm saying.
Okay.
That was good.
Ladies and
He's wiping
gentlemen,
his ass with toilet paper and
this
then
has been the
wiping
Pat
his mouth.
McAfee Show. From myself, Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor, one half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys AP Tone, 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, AJ Hawk, a man who needs to take his shirt off, Mark Caboli. To everybody back in the truck, great work, boys.
Good work, boys.
They got a 4-season setup in that truck.
Not a beat of sweat.
Really nice setup in that truck for the boys. They
Life's
deserve
good,
it.
boys.
Yeah, we know. And you guys do great work. Fosso, great work. Bruce, really good job. All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We're in this thing together. We're live from the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2.